The opinions and views expressed in the following program are those of the speakers and the host, and do not necessarily reflect those of Yoakley Scott Corporation and your sports network.
Yeah, I've been closer to Jesus before, so can you help me out? Oh, can you help me out? Am I on my own? Am I on my own? Or can you help me out? Am I on my own? Am I on my own? Or can you help me out? Can you help me out? I've been scared to look at my soul. I've been afraid I would follow alone. Yeah, afraid of the things I've been told.
Welcome into a Friday edition of Running Point, presented by the good folks at Greenwood Chevrolet on Mahoning Avenue in Austintown. If you're in the market for a brand new or slightly used automobile, you owe it to yourself, you owe it to your wallet to check out the good folks at Greenwood Chevrolet on Mahoning Avenue in Austintown. Been saying it for a while now. The sign of a great dealership, well, you have three parts. Part number one, a great sales department. A sales department that is not going to sell you a lemon or sell you a car just so they can meet their quota. They're going to be honest with you, and that's what you have at Greenwood Chevrolet. Number two, the finance department, because nobody wants to pay out the wazoo in a high-interest loan when you start thinking about a 5, 6, 7-year loan to pay for the brand new or slightly used automobile. And they're going to do their absolute best, led by Leetonia grad, 79 Leetonia grad Tracy Bryden. She will do her absolute best to make sure that you get into a car with the lowest interest rate possible. I mean, after all, that is pretty important, especially if you're signing a 5, 6, or 7-year lease or a 7-year loan on your car. And thirdly, you have to have a great service department because, well, let's face it, the wear and tear of the automobile, go in there, get the oil changed, the tires rotated. God forbid you wreck your car. Well, you got to take care of your baby. And the service department is number one as well. So add it all up, and it means that before you put pen to paper, you need to go to Greenwood Chevrolet on Mahoning Avenue in Austintown and give them an opportunity to earn your business. All right, coming up today, we didn't have anything to talk about in terms of high school sports because everything was rained out yesterday. We do have some intriguing news in terms of the tournaments. And we finally broke everything down as a Division 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we'll get to that. Obviously, last night, the National Football League draft. I started out well. I hit 3 of the first 4. The 49ers surprised everyone and decided that they didn't want Mac Jones, that they decided all along it was Trey Lynch, the quarterback from North Dakota State. So kudos to the 49ers for keeping it a secret and throwing a really nasty curveball at everyone. Now, Mac Jones slid all the way down to number 15, and New England has to be loving life right now. They didn't have to jump up to get him. They didn't have to waste any draft capital to get him. Mac Jones falls to New England. New England says, thank you very much. And that's why they're New England. Pittsburgh, and Anthony and I talked a little bit about this yesterday. Pittsburgh had a choice. You could go with the stud running back and pick up some offensive linemen later in the draft, or you pick up some stud offensive linemen and get a decent running back later in the draft. The Steelers chose to go franchise caliber running back in the first round, so they get Najee Harris from Alabama. I'll say it. Najee Harris is a beast, but like a franchise quarterback. If you have your $1 million quarterback and your $1 million running back in front of a 10-cent line, your $1 million quarterback and your $1 million running back won't do a blessed thing. Now, the Steelers know this, so they're going to go out and they're going to get themselves some pretty decent offensive linemen through probably rounds 2 and 3. I would imagine they'll double up and get an offensive lineman or two today, and then on into Saturday, fix whatever else ails them in terms of depth. They're not really in that bad a shape. The Browns, two picks later at 26 with some really impressive talent on the board. They couldn't go wrong, and I don't think they went wrong on this one. Greg Newsome, the corner out of Northwestern. Now, I would have taken the linebacker from Notre Dame. However, Newsome pretty much puts the finishing touches on what has become a very nice rebuild in the defensive backfield. I don't know if Newsome will start immediately. I mean, this is going to be a heck of an interesting battle between he and Greedy Williams to see which one starts opposite Denzel Ward. But I think this was a good get for the Browns. And now I think they could have done better had they gotten Jeremiah Owusu-Oramora from Notre Dame. But this is a good get. This is a good get for the Browns, and I think that the defensive backfield now is pretty much set. Whether or not it's elite, we'll find out. But they've certainly revamped the defensive backfield. And then, a couple of picks or 4 picks later, my Bills with J.O.B. on the right there for the taking. They went with an edge rusher and a guy that didn't play last year because he wanted to sit out. Didn't know how dangerous COVID was. He was one of the many collegiate football players that sat out because of the concerns for COVID. But the year before, as a redshirt freshman, Gregory Rousseau was second in all of college football behind Chase. What's his name? The D lineman from the Washington football team, Chase Young. He was second to Chase Young in sacks. He had a ridiculous amount of tackles for losses. I mean, he had an unbelievable season in 2019 as a redshirt freshman, and he's parlaying that into what he's hoping to be a really, really nice career in the National Football League. Well, the Bills took him 30th. They needed an edge rusher. This guy can play all over the defensive line. He's huge. He's about 6'7". He's got a tremendous wingspan. And, honestly, I think the Bills did a great job. Now, there is a crap load of talent that is available in round number 2, and that's going to be all kinds of fun. And I will be very surprised if Cleveland doesn't jump up and go out and get that linebacker from Notre Dame. Again, he's available, which I don't understand why he's available. I think a lot of folks are missing the boat on him, but Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah is a damn good linebacker, and whoever winds up with him is going to wind up with a really, really good linebacker. So that's something we can definitely chew on as well. Coming up in about 7 minutes, tomorrow is the Kentucky Derby. It's the 1st of May also tomorrow. So we get out of April and hopefully, knock on wood, we get out of April with some baseball and softball action. It looks like we're going to have some baseball and softball today, because it certainly looks like everything is going to be in good shape. But, as I said, tomorrow is the Kentucky Derby. Yours truly is looking to, I don't know, I mean, if you're thinking of putting some Skittles down on some horses, yours truly, with a little bit of help from my friend down south, Mr. Seabass, we're going to try to put some money, some Skittles into your hands. Seabass going to be coming on the show in about 5 minutes, and we're going to handicap the Kentucky Derby and get everyone ready for this race. It's a 20-horse field, and it's going to be a lot of fun. There's already some tremendous controversy from what was the morning line favorite. He is no longer the favorite in Essential Quality. Essential Quality is owned by a sheik, a guy who apparently has gotten onto the radar of some activists, some human rights activists. Apparently, there's something about his daughter was kidnapped, or some crazy story, and now there's talk that some activists are wanting Essential Quality kicked out of the Kentucky Derby based on the human rights violations that the owner of Essential Quality has been accused of. I doubt very seriously that this amounts to anything, but it's certainly worth noting. He's no longer the favorite. Right now, up-to-date odds, Hot Rod Charlie, who's going to be running out of the 9 chute, is 9-2, which is essentially 4.5 to 1. Essential Quality is 5 to 1. Rock Your World is 5 to 1. Seabass is pretty good at this. We're going to get into handicapping this race. And by the way, there is the opportunity to get a lot of mucho dinero. I crunched some numbers over the last quarter of a century at the Kentucky Derby. You will be absolutely blown away by how much money, on average, you get back on a $2 exacta, a $2 trifecta, and a $1 superfecta. So that's coming up in a couple of minutes. We're also going to be breaking down, as soon as we get done with our conversation with Bass, we're going to be breaking down the entire field, at least in the area of Division 1, 2, 3, and 4, baseball as well as softball. We have been hyping, and I'll say it, I've been hyping the hell out of Division 2 and Division 3 in terms of the tournaments, especially D2 and D3 baseball and softball tournaments. Now I'm looking at the talent that's going to be available. Yeah, I now I know why I'm hyping the hell out of it. Jesus, Mary and Joseph, is this some impressive field, to say the least. 25 deep in Division 2 baseball, 23 deep in Division 3, 24 deep in Division 4, 35 deep in Division 1 in baseball in the Super Size Me district. Softball, 33 deep in D1, 26 in D2, 23 in D3, 24 in D4. All right, we're going to take a time out. Seabass coming up next. We're going to have some fun with him as we handicap the Kentucky Derby coming up tomorrow. Stick around. It's a Friday edition of Running Point presented by Greenwood Chevrolet on Mahoning Avenue in Austintown.
New things happen all day. Some are good, some not so good. In today's complicated world, while you're busy working, playing, and living life, we're busy helping you make sense of the day's news. And there's only one place where it comes together with clarity, context, and accountability. It's 21 News at 6 with me, Madison Tromler, and Derek Steyer.
21 News at 6. It's what the day's news really means to you.
Welcome home to a home made homier with Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods. Inspiration starts at BairdBrothers.com and is turned into reality when high-quality hardwoods are delivered right to your home. Baird Brothers has the latest design trends, shiplap and skinny lap interior siding, antique oak rustic flooring, and, well, you'll find them all at BairdBrothers.com. Ordered easily, delivered conveniently, enjoyed comfortably. BairdBrothers.com.
WRS Wealth Advisors, the area's premier wealth and retirement specialists. Located on South Avenue in Boardman.
Hi, this is Jim Myers with Myers Family Insurance, your local Medicare and retirement resource. We're excited to have sports back. Whether you're on the field or cheering from the stands, sports unifies communities and brings hope for the future. We're all one team working together. At Myers Family Insurance, we know the importance of a great team.
Our team continues to grow to help you with your Medicare and retirement needs.
The annual election period is October 15th through December 7th. Now's the time to make sure your plan continues to meet your needs for the upcoming year.
Call today.
Hi, I'm Colin Chupa. And I'm Kelsey Clem from K-Squared Marketing. Our boutique marketing firm specializes in media planning and buying, public relations, event marketing strategies, and strategic sponsorships. We can integrate our services with your existing game plan, or we can be your entire marketing team. Your goals, our game plan. Let's win together. Call K-Squared Marketing at 330-623-2730 or visit ksquared.marketing to learn more.
Your first and last stop with your tax return should be with me, Tracy Bryden at Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown. No other dealer goes the extra mile to bring you the largest selection of vehicles at one convenient location. With guaranteed credit approval, I will find you the right vehicle and the right financing options for you. I am ready to go the extra mile to show you why no other dealer sells more cars, finances more, and gets you more for your refund than Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown.
Welcome back to a Friday edition of Running Points presented by Greenwood Chevrolet on Mahoning Avenue in Austintown. Have I mentioned lately how much I hate the time difference? Follow me on this one. My friend who's going to be coming on the show. He lives in Jackson, Tennessee. I called Jackson, Tennessee my home for about 6 years. During a wonderful stretch of minor league baseball. I completely, every once in a while you book someone and you're like, hey, I'll get you on at 12:15. Except for the fact that 12:15 is not 12:15 here. 12:15 is 12:15 Central Time, which is 1:15 here, because Jackson, Tennessee is 1 hour behind the Mahoning Valley. They're in the Central Time Zone. So, we're going to have Bass on at 1:15, 12:15 his time. So, a little lesson for everyone when you make an appointment, whether it's a Zoom conference or anything like that, and you're making an appointment with someone who is not in the same time zone, make sure that you are, getting the time correct. Not only their time, but your time, because 12:15 is not 12:15 in Jackson, Tennessee. It's 11:15. So, truth be told, it'll screw up on my part, and I own it. We'll have him on at 1:15, which is 12:15 his time. Confused as hell. All right, let's move into what we should definitely be talking about right now, and that is postseason baseball and softball. The high school sports scene, it's the spring sports, is just about ready to get the tournaments going. We are going to be seeing some baseball being played probably in the next, I want to say, 2 weeks. 2 weeks and change, we'll start playing some baseball. 1 week and change, we're going to start tournament softball. Let's first get to baseball. There are 35 teams in the Super Size Me district in Division I. There are 3 teams from our area and a 4th team, which is a YSN team. 3 YSN teams and 1 team from our area, encompassing are part of the 35 teams in the Super Size Me Division I tournament. Fitch, Boardman, Louisville, the 3 YSN schools, and Warren Harding is the 4th school. The district's sites include Euclid, Hudson, and Canton. The sectional first round will begin on Tuesday, May the 18th. The sectional bracket finals will be on Thursday, May the 20th. The district semifinals will be Tuesday, May the 25th, and the district championship is going to be played, weather permitting, and hopefully we don't push anything back, Wednesday, May the 27th. So mark it on your calendar. Fitch, Boardman, Louisville, Harding, 4 of 35 teams in the Super Size Me Division I tournaments. The district final sites include Euclid, Hudson, and Canton. And again, the tournaments will get underway on Monday, May the 18th. I'm sorry, that's Tuesday, May the 18th. Tuesday, May the 18th. That is going to be 2 weeks this coming Tuesday. So in 2 weeks from this Tuesday, the Division I playoffs are going to start. So mark that on your calendar. And again, 2 weeks from this coming Tuesday, the D1 tournaments will start. 3 different district final sites, Euclid, Hudson, and Canton. All right, Division II. There are 25 teams in this Division II Super Size Me district tournament. The district final sites, and by the way, the higher seed is going to have home field all the way to the district championship game. The district final sites will be Scene Park and Struthers and Louisville. Those are going to be the 2 district championship sites. Here are the 25, or the local teams, that are making up the 25 teams that are going to be in the Division II baseball tournament. Canfield, Howland, Cheney, East, Poland, Struthers, Lakeview, Niles, Hubbard, Girard, West Branch, Salem. So 12 of the 25 teams in this Super Size Me tournament are going to be local. And again, we just mentioned some pretty impressive baseball programs. There's some damn good baseball programs. And just a reminder, only 2 are going to be getting out of the district championship. Bottom line, there is going to be a tremendous amount of baseball talent that is not going to be going to the regional tournament. That's how crazy this tournament is going to be. The sectional first round is going to begin on May the 17th. That is 2 weeks from this coming Monday. 2 weeks from this coming Monday, the tournament will start with the first round in Division II. The sectional bracket final will take place on Wednesday, May the 19th. The district semifinals will begin the following Monday, May the 24th. The district championship will take place on May the 26th. So again, the district championship 3 weeks from this coming Wednesday. And again, the district championship sites, Scene Park in Struthers and Louisville. And again, 12 local teams out of the 25 participants in the Division II Super Size Me district tournament. Let me run down these 12 teams again. Canfield, Howland, Cheney, East, Poland, Struthers, Lakeview, Niles, Hubbard, Girard, West Branch, and Salem. There are 13 out-of-town teams that are going to be joining these 12 local teams in the Division II tournament. So that's all coming up 2 weeks from this coming Monday. All right, Division III. There are 23 teams that are going to be taking part in the Super Size Me Division III tournament. Here are some of the 23 teams that are going to be partaking in this event. Cardinal Mooney, Ursuline, South Range, Champion, Springfield, Liberty, Camel, LeBray, Newton Falls, Columbiana, Garrettsville, Garfield, Grand Valley, Pie Valley, Crestview, East Palestine. I just mentioned 15 teams. There are 8 out-of-town teams that are also going to be taking part in this Division III tournament. The final sites, Scene Park and Struthers, and Niles. Those are the 2 district championship sites. And again, keep in mind, the OHSAA is going to be running the baseball and softball tournaments much like they ran the basketball tournaments and the volleyball tournaments and all the other team-oriented tournaments. Higher seed, home field advantage, all the way to the district championship game, and then you put the district championship game in a neutral site. The first round of the tournaments will begin 2 weeks from Monday, May the 17th. The sectional bracket finals will take place on May the 19th. The district semifinals the following Monday, May the 24th. The district championship game on May the 26th. You kind of get a little bit of a pattern here. Division 2 and Division 3 will be starting at the exact same time on the exact same day. District championship games are going to be played on May the 26th. One would assume, and again, it's an assumption and just a pure educated guess on my part, one would assume the district championship games in Division 2 and Division 3 on May the 26th at Scene Park will be played doubleheader style. One would assume that one game would be played in at 4 or 5 in the afternoon. The other game would be played under the lights. Now, the OHSAA may decide, you know what, we don't want to do that, so let's play both games at the exact same time, and Scene Park, I beg your pardon, has more than enough room because they have 3 fields. If there's 2 games going on at the exact same time, no problem. Put one game on field 1, put one game on field 2. If the OHSAA decides that's how they want to do it, then that's how they'll do it. If they want to play a doubleheader and the first game and both games are played on field 1, which is the field that everyone loves to play on, you'd have a late afternoon game followed by an early evening game. They could do it either direction. However, 2 games are going to be played at Scene Park, weather permitting, a district championship on the line in Division 2 as well as Division 3. The other district championship games, Division 2, you'll be playing yours at Louisville. Division 3, they'll be playing their district championship at Niles. Like I said, Division 2 and Division 3, I've been looking forward to this because there is a ridiculous amount of talent in D2 and D3, and frankly, there's going to be some pretty damn good teams that are not going to get out of the district tournament. And that's competition at its absolute best. Let me run down the 15 teams that are from this area that are going to be taking part in the Division 3 baseball tournament. 23 teams in all in the Super Size Me Division 3 district tournament. Here are 15 of the teams: Cardinal Mooney, Ursuline, South Range, Champion, Springfield, Liberty, Camel, LeBray, Newton Falls, Columbiana, Garrettsville, Garfield, Grand Valley, Pie Valley, Crestview, East Palestine. It's a pretty good list. That's a pretty solid list. All right, Division 4, 24 teams in the Super Size Me tournament. Actually, I want to go back to Division 3. United's going to be in that tournament, so you can add United, which they weren't. They for some strange reason they weren't put into the list. So that's 16 teams out of the 23. That's pretty impressive. 24 teams in Division 4. Like Division 1, Division 4 is going to be playing their sectional first round on May the 18th. So Division 1 and Division 4 will be playing on May the 18th. Division 2 and 3 will be playing the day before, the 17th. Monday the 17th, Division 1 and 4 will start their tournament on Tuesday, May the 18th. Divisions 2 and 3 will have their sectional finals on Wednesday, May the 19th. Division 1 and 4 will have their sectional championship games on May the 20th. That's on a Thursday. The next week, the district semifinals are on Monday, May the 24th in D2 and D3. Tuesday, May the 25th, Division 1, Division 4 district semifinals will be played on Tuesday, May the 25th. In Division 2 and 3, the district championship game is played on Wednesday, May the 26th. Division 1, Division 4, their district championship game will be played on Thursday, May the 27th. 24 teams in the Division 4 Super Size Me District Tournament. Here are some of the teams that are going to be coming on board. Warren JFK, McDonald, Valley Christian, Matthews, Mineral Ridge, Brookfield, Western Reserve, Jackson Milton, Lordstown, Maplewood, Badger, Bristol, Chalker, Lowville, Sebring, Wyndham, the Bombers, Leetonia, Wellsville, Southern, and Heartland Christian. So I just named 20 schools of the 24. So there's going to be 4 out-of-town schools to join the 20 schools that I just mentioned. Your district championship sites will be Scene Park and Fairport Harbor. Now, Fairport Harbor is up in Ashtabula County. This is going to be interesting. Again, Division 1, we only have, we got Fitch, we got Boardman, we got Harding, we got Louisville. And truth be told, Euclid is pretty far away. Hudson is pretty far away. For Louisville, Canton is in their backyard. Louisville's a suburb of Canton. For Fitch, Boardman, and Harding, I mean, Fitch and Boardman were in the Federal League. Canton is like, going back and seeing some friends in the old Federal League. So that's not that big of a deal. And truth be told, if you're not in the district championship game, it doesn't really matter because you got to get to the district championship game to be in one of these sites. But the tournament in Division 4, the fact that a district championship game is set to be played at Fairport Harbor. Imagine, if you will, let's say that the 1 seed decides they want to jump into the Scene Park district. And, well, depending on how many teams want to shy away from the 1 seed, you would then go into the Fairport Harbor district. And, well, let's say one of these teams, let's say Southern. Now, I mean, arbitrarily saying this, let's say Southern for a second. Southern is in the southern part of Columbiana County. Let's say that they are in the Fairport Harbor district. Southern local gets on an absolute roll, and they go to the district championship game. They'll be making a trip from Salineville, Ohio, all the way up to Ashtabula County. Take a lunch and make sure that you're comfortable because you're on that bus for a long, long time. But it would be worth it. But again, it's interesting. The district final at Fairport Harbor, that's up there. That's up by the lake. I mean, that's a jaunt. And then Scene Park in Struthers. Scene Park's going to be busy, which is a good thing. So those are the dates. And again, let's run down the Division 4 teams. We made mention the 3 teams in Columbiana County. The 3 teams that rarely get mentioned with the Vindicator. Wellsville, Southern Local, and Heartland Christian, along with Leetonia, Sebring, Warren JFK, McDonald, Valley Christian, Matthews, Mineral Ridge, Brookfield, Western Reserve, Jackson Milton, Lordstown, Maplewood, Badger, Bristol, Chalker, Lowville, and Wyndham. So 20 teams that I just mentioned. You got 4 other teams coming from out of the area. And again, the tournaments will get underway on Tuesday, May the 18th. with the sectional bracket final on May the 20th. So there's your baseball schedule for the upcoming tournament. Let's go to softball, where there are 33 teams in the Division I Super Size Me tournaments. Fitch, Boardman, Harding, Howland, and Louisville are your 5D1 teams. Your district final sites include Austintown, Massillon, and Mentor. Austintown, Massillon, and Mentor. Your sectional first round will begin 1 week from Monday. 1 week from Monday. So this upcoming week, May the 3rd through the 8th, is going to be the final week of the regular season for high school softball. The following week for the boys will be their final week of regular season for baseball. All right, so May the 3rd, May the 10th will be your first round sectional tournament game. The sectional bracket final will be on Wednesday, May the 12th. The district semifinals will be on Monday, May the 17th. The district championship game will be played on Wednesday, May the 19th. And again, your Division I programs, Fitch, Boardman, Howland, Louisville, and Warren Harding. All right, Division II, you got a 26-team Super Size Me tournament. Here are some of the local teams coming out of that Division II tournament. Canfield, Cheney, East, Poland, Struthers, Lakeview, Niles, Hubbard, Girard, West Branch, Salem. That's 11 teams out of the 26 that are going to be playing in the Division II districts. The district final sites include Hubbard as well as Jefferson. So you got one up in Trumbull County and Jefferson in Ashtabula County. Your sectional first round games will be played starting on May the 11th. That is on a Tuesday, 1 week from this coming Tuesday. Sectional bracket finals will be on Thursday, May the 13th. District semifinals will be played on Tuesday, May the 18th, with the district championship game, again, either at Hubbard or Jefferson, on Thursday, May the 20th. Let me run down those teams, local teams again in the Division II softball tournament. Canfield, Cheney, East, Poland, Struthers, Lakeview, Niles, Hubbard, Girard, West Branch, and Salem. And oh, by the way, even though they're not local, Marlington is going to be in this tournament as well. As I would imagine, Canton South will be in this tournament. A couple of other programs a little bit to the east and some programs to the north. It's going to be a fascinating field. All right, Division III, 23 teams are going to partake in this tournament. The tournament district championship games are going to be played at LeBray and South Range. Those are the two district championship sites. The district's the sectional first round tournament is going to begin on Tuesday, May the 11th, 1 week from this Tuesday. The sectional bracket final will be on Thursday, May the 13th. The district semifinals are going to be on Tuesday, May the 18th. The district championship games, one in LeBray, one at South Range, on Thursday, May the 20th. There are 23 teams in this district Super Size Me tournament. Good God, is there some amazing talent. Look, at the end of the day, there are going to be a ton of teams worthy of a regional berth that are not going to get a regional berth because this tournament is absolutely frightening with talent. Cardinal Mooney, Ursuline, South Range, Champion, Springfield, Liberty, Camel, LeBray, Newton Falls, Columbiana, Garrettsville Garfield, Grand Valley, Pie Valley, Crestview, East Palestine, United. Those are 16 teams that are in this tournament. You know what? I even forgot about Lisbon in the Division IV boys. So that's the 21st team. completely zoned out on Lisbon. They're a Division IV program. Lisbon is in that Division IV baseball tournament. They'll be in the Division IV softball tournament. We'll give Lisbon their love when we get them. But yeah, that is some amazing talent right there. And again, you go through these teams: United, Cardinal Mooney, Ursuline, South Range, Champion, Springfield, Liberty, Campbell, LaBrea, Newton Falls, Columbiana, Garrettsville, Garfield, Grand Valley, Pie Valley, Crestview, East Palestine. 16 teams that I just made mention. There's 7 more from outside of the area, and I can already pick out 4 teams that are good enough to go on a run and win a district championship, and the reality is only 2 teams are going to do that. There is going to be an awful lot of talent that's going to be on the outside looking in come May the 20th when we crown a district champion at LaBrea High School and over at South Range in the gorgeous softball facilities that they have next to the K through 12 high school on State Route 46. Man, that is some talent. And not to be outdone, there's some damn good talent in Division IV. The D4 tournaments, their district championship sites include Jackson Milton High School and Candlelight Knolls. By the way, if you've never been to Candlelight Knolls is a fantastic softball facility. And, Anthony and I had been talking a little bit about this. Long overdue for someone to build a complex, 3 or 4 fields with lights on all of them. Just have a softball field for the kids and for the high schools to play softball under the lights. We do it with baseball. Why the hell can't we do it for softball? I think that would be just a tremendous thing for the young ladies. There are 24 teams that are going to be in the Super Size Me softball tournament. The sectional first round will begin on Monday, May the 10th, 1 week from Monday. The sectional finals will be 1 week from Wednesday, May the 12th. District semifinals will be on Monday, May the 17th. The district championship games at Candlelight Knolls and at Jackson Milton on Wednesday, May the 19th. Here are your teams that are going to be taking part in the D4 softball tournament. Let me start with the Columbiana County schools. Wellsville, Southern, Lisbon, Leetonia, Warren JFK, McDonald, Mineral Ridge, Matthews, Brookfield, Western Reserve, Jackson Milton, Lordstown, Maplewood, Badger, Bristol, Bloomfield, Chalker, Lowville, Sebring, Wyndham. Just mentioned 20 teams. There's 4 out-of-town teams, 4 teams out of the area. One would assume East Canton is going to be one of these teams. One would assume that would be the case. And there's 24 teams in this tournament. And again, the sectional first round is going to be 1 week from Monday, May the 10th. So this coming week is the last week of the softball regular season, and then tournaments begin the following week. Now, the following week is the last week for high school baseball in the regular season, and then the week of the 17th, baseball will begin postseason style, where everyone gets an opportunity to hopefully get on a tear and find themselves in Akron hoisting a state championship trophy. So there you go. Those are the tournaments in high school baseball as well as high school softball. This can be a lot of fun. There'll be an awful lot of fun there. All right, 330-886-0813, the MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning Hotline open for business, 330-886-0813. We'll take a timeout, be back with more. It is a Friday edition of Running Point presented by Greenwood Chevrolet on Mahoning Avenue in Austintown.
At Greenwood Chevrolet, we go the extra mile for you.
By finding you the right vehicle at the right price.
By giving you confidence in your vehicle with a Greenwood Advantage warranty.
By guaranteeing you financing,
regardless of your situation or credit history.
And by being with you for every mile of your journey. Now, we're going the extra mile for you with an additional $1,500 on your trade, plus the best selection of new and used vehicles in the area.
Visit greenwoodchevrolet.com and tell us how we can go the extra mile for you.
Quality, customer service, and integrity. Those are the 4 words that have driven our success since 1957 at Joe Dickey Electric.
Joe Dickey Electric is one Mahoning Valley landmark business that stays current with the requirements of our customers. Family owned and managed, we are an electrical contractor and energy solutions provider. Every member of our team adds to his or her skill set through ongoing training. Residential, commercial, industrial, automotive, and more. We keep ahead of the needs of our customers with a fleet of more than 50 vehicles and 24/7 emergency service, so you're never left in the dark.
Jimmy Sudman here, Director of Isle, Purple Cat, and Golden String. We are happy to support YSN and 2 of my favorite people, Scotty Mincher and Super Dave O'Malley. We are an agency that provides services for adults with disabilities. We infuse humor, passion, and joy into their lives. If you know of any folks with disabilities that need our assistance, please contact us.
Your teams work hard and give it all they've got. Well, so does ours, because 21 Sports and YSN give you extra effort when covering local sports. 21 Sports and YSN, winning coverage of our Valley's teams.
When looking for home design inspiration, don't just be inspired, be Baird inspired. Whether new or remodeling, Baird Brothers has the latest trends like shiplap to refresh your home. Go from inspiration to installation with our wide selection of in-stock American hardwoods. From the rustic charm of antique oak to the warmth of traditional cherry, Baird Brothers has what you need to make your home inspiring. Baird Brothers, our family's heritage, your family's home.
Hello, I'm Greg Burbick with G. Burbick Farms. For the last 100 years, my family has farmed in Columbiana and Mahoning counties. I began raising cattle in 1996 with the goal of providing a better product for you and your family on the dinner table. Our grass-fed and grain-supplemented Black Angus beef are raised with no hormones, steroids, or antibiotics. We're known for our hometown-friendly service and incredible tasting products. We're locally owned and have customers across the tri-state area. Our products go from our farm to your family. Stop by our farm on New Buffalo Road or visit us on the web at gburbickfarms.com. Don't forget to like us on Facebook. G. Burbick Farms, it just tastes better.
This is Tommy Clem, owner of WRS Insurance Solutions.
WRS Insurance Solutions is a local, independent agency that specializes in life, Medicare, long-term care, and disability products. Call us at 330-953-3722 or visit us at wrsinsuranceSolutions.com to learn more.
Good luck to all the student athletes in the Valley.
If you're looking for a quality pre-owned vehicle, why shop anywhere else but Tri-State Ford? Choose from our great selection of pre-owned vehicles. Plus, we've got you covered with our exclusive Tri-State Ford Advantage. It includes a 10-year, 200,000-mile warranty with your pre-owned vehicle and much more. Come see why so many customers from the Tri-State area buy their pre-owned vehicle at Tri-State Ford.
Customer focus, community driven. Tri-State Ford East Liverpool or visit tristateford.net.
Welcome back to a Friday edition of Running Point. Ron Potesta with you. The MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning Hotline open for business. 330-886-0813. That's 330-886-0813. YSU is on the road in Chicago this afternoon as they begin a 4-game series with second place on the line in the Horizon League baseball standings. The Penguins have won 5 games in a row. They're doing really well, but they're not the hottest team in the Horizon League. The hottest team is, well, the team that they're playing. UIC is on an 8-game winning streak. They will be playing this 4-game series from Curtis Granderson Stadium. Yeah, the former big leaguer with the New York Mets. He's a Chicago guy. The stadium is named after him on campus. A 4-gamer at Chicago in downtown. The first game starts at 5:05. Richie Giuliano is in the Windy City, and he will have all 4 games on ysnlive.com starting at 5:05, game 1 of this 4-game series. Again, the Penguins are currently sitting at 1/2 game in back of actually percentage points behind UIC. And just if you split the series with UIC, that works. Now, obviously, I'm greedy. Let's keep that win streak intact and let's sweep these guys, come back home on a 9-game winning streak. I'm greedy that way. But if you split with UIC, look, mission accomplished. The magic number for the Penguins to get into the Horizon League baseball tournament is at 9, and that is any combination of Youngstown State victories and Northern Kentucky losses. Northern Kentucky right now is in 5th place in the Horizon League. So any combination of YSU victories and Northern Kentucky losses equaling 9, YSU goes into the tournament. So we will see what happens as the Penguins look for their 6th straight victory. They open up a 4-gamer with UIC this afternoon. Game 1 of the 4-gamer from Curtis Granderson Stadium in downtown Chicago, beginning at 5:05 this afternoon. That's 5:05 our time, 4:05 in the Windy City, and we certainly don't want to get back into that craziness, but there you go. All right, we had no games on the network yesterday. I mean, Mother Nature just completely destroyed us. So it is what it is. It's just one of those horrible things. We do have limited games on the network today. 4 games, as a matter of fact. Carrollton will be traveling to East Liverpool as they take on the Potters. That game is going to start at 5 o'clock this afternoon from East Liverpool. Baseball action beginning at 5:30 this afternoon at Niles. Mineral Ridge will venture to Niles. It's a non-conference affair. Niles is in the Northeast 8. Mineral Ridge is in the Mahoning Valley Athletic Conference Scarlet Tier. That'll be a 5:30 start from Niles. 2 softball games. One will start at 5:30 from Hubbard High School. Villa Maria, I believe they are in Western PA, if I'm not mistaken. Villa Maria will be venturing into the Buckeye State as they take on Hubbard. That game will begin at 5:30. And then there is a softball game under the lights. It is going to be a little bit chilly tonight, but it's going to be all kinds of fun. Jackson Milton will be traveling to Western Reserve. It is a 7 o'clock start under the lights. This was a game that was supposed to be played a couple of weekends ago, and unfortunately Mother Nature had the last laugh on it. But this one will go off. There's not supposed to be any bad weather in the forecast today. So Jackson Milton will be playing Western Reserve. That is a 7 o'clock start under the lights at Western Reserve. Bundle up. It is going to be chilly. I can tell you that it will be chilly tonight. It's not a very warm day today, and apparently tonight you get a little bit of a frost warning as well. So we'll hopefully have some decent weather. All right, 330-886-0813. We're back in a bit. Stick around. It is a Friday edition of Running Point on ysnlive.com.
No matter what the weather, be prepared with a reliable, efficient Rude gas furnace or air conditioner from MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning. Call your energy efficient expert, MP Vivo, today for a free estimate.
Here at MP Vivo, we rely on Rude, and so should you.
It's storm season.
I think we're under the gun for some heavy storms over the next couple of hours.
And Storm Tracker 21 is ready.
This is probably the one we're keeping a closer eye on.
On air.
And locally, we're going to have a lot of eyes on our area.
Online.
All right, let's talk high-risk futurecast and the timing of this weather.
On social media and on our app.
Rain will come and go tomorrow. There'll be some dry intervals.
Stay ready with Storm Tracker 21.
The severe weather threat now through around sunset this evening.
Myers Family Insurance knows the importance of a great team.
Our team continues to grow to help you with your Medicare and retirement needs.
The annual election period is October 15th through December 7th. Now's the time to make sure your plan continues to meet your needs for the upcoming year.
Call today.
"60 years ago, Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods began with 3 siblings, a hand-set sawmill, and a few local orders. And while business has certainly changed over the years, what has not are our principles of hard work, craftsmanship, and commitment to quality. At Baird Brothers, we're proud to put our name on the products we create, from moldings and doors to flooring and lumber. Thank you for 60 great years. We look forward to 60 more. Baird Brothers, for the place you love."
At Hubbard Chevrolet, Hubbard can help you get the financing you need regardless of your situation. I'm Tony Page, and I've helped thousands of customers in Northeast Ohio and Western Pennsylvania buy a vehicle. Bad credit, no problem. I can get you approved for a low-interest loan and maybe even a low-payment lease on a new car at the #1 Chevy dealership in Trumbull County for 3 years in a row. Visit HubbardChevy.com to get pre-approved or come see me, Tony Page, to get a new vehicle today. Remember, folks, Hubbard can help.
Welcome back to a Friday edition of Running Point. Lord. Running Point presented by Greenwood Chevrolet on Mahoning Avenue in Austintown. So, I take the break because I have a bad feeling that it's raining. And sure enough, it is raining outside. And horrible decision for me, thinking that it was going to be a wonderful day. Now, I have a car that's a little old, a little long in the tooth. But one of the cool things about my Ford 500 is the fact that it has a sunroof. Well, when I got here about 11 o'clock, because I normally get here about an hour or so to prepare for the show. I mean, you don't just come walking in here and do a show. I mean, that's you got to prepare a little bit. I take pride in that. So I walk in here at about 11 o'clock, and I'm like, well, it's sunny, it's beautiful, hardly a cloud in the sky. Hey, man, I'm gonna open my sunroof and enjoy this thing a little bit. And I go outside because I can't see the front because there's a door that's closed, but I could see that it might be a little clouded up. I probably should be closing this sunroof. Well, I was a little bit late, and let's just say that I have some cleaning up to do. God, I hate my life sometimes. All right, 330-886-0813. The MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning Hotline open for business. Good Lord. I'll be grabbing some towels and wiping down the interior. Leather interior. The car's already got over 200,000 miles on it, and the leather interior's pretty much been screwed over 50 times over. So it's not that big of a deal. Now, if it were a newer car, and I went to Greenwood and I had a had a car with a sunroof and I opened my sunroof and the newer car got damaged like this, I would be pissed. I would be pissed. But I'm not too mad right now. It just is what it is. All right, yesterday, Anthony and I believe he got me in terms of the amount of players that he chose correctly in the top 10. We took our selections in the top 10, and shame on me for thinking that the Cincinnati Bengals are an organization that, I don't know, cares about their friggin' quarterback. The Bengals decided they wanted to reunite Jamar Chase with their quarterback, Joe Burrow. Well, that's nice, and that's all well and good. But the fact that Burrow was pretty much getting his ass kicked on a routine basis and then wound up blowing his knee out because of an offensive line that wasn't deep enough. And I unfortunately say that knowing full well that Billy Price, who is a damn good offensive lineman and should have been starting from day one, is on that team. And it's unfortunate, but the Bengals could have used an offensive lineman. What did they do? Well, they went out and they got a wide receiver, a guy that he and Burrow will be able to take care of business. Well, the only caveat to that is, hey, Jamar, you better get open in about 2 seconds because that's about the time Joe Burrow is going to have before he gets murdered in his sleep every single time he goes back to pass. Just saying. The first two were right, which is the equivalent of signing your name on an ACT test. Yeah, you get some credits, but that was that easy. Trevor Lawrence from Clemson goes to Jacksonville. Zach Wilson from BYU goes to the Jets. I thought Mac Jones would be heading to San Francisco. San Francisco, give them credit. John Lynch and everyone in that organization kept this one extremely quiet. They went and got Trey Lynch, the quarterback from North Dakota State. Bob Hannon knows a thing or two about Trey Lance. North Dakota State played Youngstown State, and Trey Lance's only meeting against YSU up at Stambaugh in 2019. And let's just say that Trey Lance put on a show, and I was there. I had field level view of that show. He put on a freaking show. So Trey Lance is going to go to San Francisco. Kyle Pitts, the all-everything tight end from Florida, goes to the Atlanta Falcons. Jamar Chase, the wide receiver from LSU, goes to Cincinnati. And here's where I thought the Bengals would actually be a grown-up organization and take the tackle, Penei Sewell. Sewell drops out of Cincinnati, and he drops past Miami as well. Miami took a receiver from Alabama. I thought it would have been Devontae Smith. Instead, they chose his teammate, Jalen Waddle. So Miami gets Waddle. Detroit's probably doing a happy dance, knowing that Penei Sewell is available, and I made mention of this. Penei Sewell might be the best offensive tackle to come out of college since Joe Thomas. He's that good. And Detroit grabbing him, now they traded away their franchise quarterback in Matthew Stafford and got a quarterback in the Jared Goff from the Los Angeles Rams. Well, Jared Goff finally gets someone to protect his backside. Detroit's doing cartwheels. I mean, that is a great pick for the Detroit Lions. I actually had him taking Micah Parsons, the linebacker from Penn State, but he's still available at that point. But Detroit, they had no idea Penei Sewell would drop to him. And no disrespect to Micah Parsons, Penei Sewell will anchor that offensive line for years to come. Then you go to number 8. I was thinking that Carolina would beef up the offensive line and get Rashawn Slater from Northwestern. Well, I also thought maybe, just maybe, they go defensive backfield, and if they do, J.C. Horn from South Carolina is a really good DB, and that's who Carolina took. So J.C. Horn goes to South Carolina. Denver then surprises everyone. Denver could have gone after a quarterback. Now, Bridgewater did get traded to Denver on the day before draft day. So there was talk that Denver was basically going to go out and get themselves some help in other positions. And they kind of ruined Dallas's night because Denver went up and got the cornerback that Dallas wanted, Patrick Surtain II, the cornerback out of Alabama. So Denver goes out and gets Patrick Surtain. Now, I thought Denver was going to get J.C. Horn, who on my board was going to be available, but J.C. Horn wasn't available. Dallas trades out of the 10 spot. They go to the 12 spot, pick up an extra draft pick or two. And Philadelphia, they're happy as all get out. They needed a receiver, and the best receiver on the board was the best receiver in my mind coming into the draft, and that's Devontae Smith. And Philadelphia winds up getting Devontae Smith. So the Eagles are pretty happy with their selection. And then Chicago jumped up. They jumped up 9 spots, paid a little price for it. As you normally would. But Chicago jumped up to get the guy that might have one of the biggest ceilings of any quarterback in this draft in Justin Fields from Ohio State. Now, he's a little too inconsistent for me, but, again, Justin Fields, when he's on, oh, man, he's accurate as all get out. He has a great arm. And he understands how to play the game on the next level. And I don't think he was too happy, judging by how he reacted to it. But he's going to go to Chicago, and Chicago hasn't had a good quarterback. Jim McMahon was the last quarterback that won anything with Chicago, and then you got to go all the way back to Sid Luckman, which is way the hell back into the Wayback Machine. Chicago has not exactly been a great place for quarterbacks. Dallas had the 10 pick. They dropped down to 12, and they got themselves a damn good linebacker in Micah Parsons from Penn State. And then the Chargers beefed up their offensive line, got Rashawn Slater from Northwestern. The Jets picked up a trade with the Minnesota Vikings, and they wind up getting Elijah Vera Tucker, the guard out of Southern California. They jumped up 9 spots to get him. And then New England, who didn't have to go anywhere. This is the charmed life of Bill Belichick and this organization, and it's one of the reasons why this organization is the gold standard. I understand, look, they weren't in the playoffs last year, mainly because a lot of their defensive players decided not to play last year. A lot of the reason Brady leaving and going to Tampa. This is a really good organization. And they didn't have to go anywhere. They didn't have to waste any draft capital. They got their guy all along in Mac Jones. And Mac Jones gets to hang out and watch Cam Newton and learn from Cam Newton. Much like Trey Lance will get to learn from Jimmy G. I sincerely doubt Jimmy Garoppolo is going anywhere. So Jimmy G will be the quarterback. Trey Lance will sit back and take some mental notes. And, Trey Lance is in a great situation. I don't know if he's going to be the guy that is going to be all that. But I know that he's in a great situation. San Francisco is, man. And then before the draft even started, the bombshell of all bombshells comes down, and that's Aaron Rodgers telling the Green Bay Packers he's done. He doesn't want to play for the Packers. He wants out. Look, I have a theory about this. I think it's weird that it came on draft day, but I think that this could also be the product of 10 years of not getting a blessed thing offensively in the first round. And, Aaron Rodgers finally has had enough, and he doesn't want to be in Green Bay anymore. Now, here's the interesting statistic. In the history of the National Football League, there has never been a trade involving the league MVP from the previous year. There are 2 instances where the league MVP retired. And that was back in the 60s. Norm Van Brocklin didn't want to play for the Philadelphia Eagles anymore, and he flat out retired. And Browns fans, if you're an old-time Browns fan, you'll remember this. Jim Brown was filming The Dirty Dozen over in Europe, and that was the film with Lee Marshall and Telly Savalas and a couple of other really good actors. I think Charles Bronson was in this movie. And the filming was late. They were still trying to get some stuff done, and it went well into training camp. And Art Modell, the owner of the Browns, had sat back and said, look, get your butt back to Cleveland. I mean, it's, we love the fact that you're doing this movie, but, you got a job to do here. And he started fining Jim Brown every day. For every day missing, he was fining him a pretty large amount of money back in those days. And finally, Jim Brown said, screw you, I'm done. I kind of like doing what I'm doing right here. I'm not getting my ass kicked by linebackers and defensive linemen. I'll just have some fun doing movies. And Jim Brown said, hasta la vista, Cleveland, I'm done. I'm out. So these are the only 2 guys that had called it quits and said, you know what? I'm out. You're not going to trade me? Then I'm done. Aaron Rodgers does this and puts the ultimatum down and says, look, I'm done. You guys either trade me or whatever, but I'm not coming back to Green Bay. Now, throw another caveat in here. Whether you liked him or not in his trial run on Jeopardy, from what I was told, there are some people inside the studios and inside the higher ups on that show that actually really liked Aaron Rodgers as the guest host of Jeopardy. And there's a chance, I don't know how big of a chance, but there's a chance Aaron Rodgers could be the future host of Jeopardy. And that might be one of the reasons why Aaron Rodgers said, you know what? Nah, I don't want to come back. So you had all of that happening. And obviously, he's 38 years of age. He is an elite quarterback. He's the MVP of the previous year. I had a little bit of fun with it. Yeah, because, again, and I preface this, and I've said this from the get-go. I preface this by saying there's no way in hell it happens. But if I were Cleveland, Baker Mayfield is 3 years into the league. He's accomplished a little bit, but he's not Aaron Rodgers. And I wouldn't trade anything else. I'd sell the argument of, if I were to deal Baker Mayfield for Aaron Rodgers, it would be straight up with the argument of, you're going to get a younger quarterback and you get an opportunity. Now, obviously it would never happen because they have their quarterback, Jordan Love. Now, can the Packers sit back and say, you know what? The last 10 years have really been screwed up. We never gave you any talent in the first round. Okay, we'll sign you to a multi-year deal. We'll acquire Julio Jones from the Atlanta Falcons. We'll trade Jordan Love away, and you're the guy. And that's not going to happen either. That road has just been closed by Aaron Rodgers. I do not see Aaron Rodgers playing football for Green Bay. And if Green Bay doesn't trade him, I think Aaron Rodgers retires, which I think is a damn shame, but it wouldn't surprise me. All right, we're going to take a timeout. Seabass is going to be handicapping the Kentucky Derby. Oh, yeah, you want to tune in for this. We're going to try to win you some money. Seabass coming up next. Stick around.
Hi, everyone. This is DJ Yoakley with Your Sports Network. We appreciate your support of YSN and welcome you to the YSN family. Our broadcast streams are brought to you live at no cost to you by sponsors that are local to this community. Without the vision and generosity of our sponsors and partners, we would not be able to bring this game to you today. So please support the great businesses and leaders that are making this game possible. And if you're a business in need of great advertising and sponsorship opportunities, feel free to head over to our site for more information on the right fit for you. We are local, we are loyal, and we are live. We are YSN.
News doesn't stop after the sun goes down. Sometimes you just have to hustle to get it. At 21 News, no matter how far it is, no matter what it takes to get there, we're working to bring you the best stories and the freshest content at 11 p.m. with the context and clarity that makes it worth staying up for, no matter what time it is. 21 News at 11 with me, Aaron Simonek, and Derek Steyer.
21 News at 11, news that's worth your time.
WRS Wealth Advisors is the area's premier wealth and retirement specialist. With our combined 70 years experience and comprehensive wealth strategy, we assist our clients attain their goals. Call 330-965-0370 to learn more about our individual and corporate financial planning services, or visit wrswealthadvisors.com. Good luck, athletes.
At Greenwood Chevrolet, we go the extra mile for you by finding you the right vehicle at the right price.
And by being with you for every mile of your journey.
Now, we're going the extra mile for you with an additional $1,500 on your trade, only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
All right, welcome back to a Friday edition of Running Point, presented by the aforementioned Greenwood Chevrolet on Mahoning Avenue in Austintown. Okay, so last hour, as everyone knows, we sat back and my guest, Seabass from Jackson, Tennessee, my beloved home away from home for 6 years, told him, hey, let's do this at 12:15. Well, we forgot that, he's in Central Time Zone, I'm in Eastern Time Zone. 12:15 is 12:15 his time, not 12:15 my time. So 12:15 his time, 1:15 my time. It's time to bring in my man Seabass. What's going on, my brother?
Big Daddy, the anteater is in the house. What are you doing?
Hey, I'm enjoying life right now, and I'm hoping that we could. And I don't use the word money, so we're taking the term money out and replacing it with Skittles. So I'm hoping to provide some people lots of Skittles on Saturday, come Derby Day.
We'll call you the Marshawn Lynch of sports talk. Let's do this.
All right, I got some interesting statistics before we get into get in and handicap the race, if you will. The last 4 years, there is a superfecta tournament where you do superfectas. And for those wondering, superfectas, you have to pick 4 horses. You have to pick the winner, the second place finisher, the third place, the fourth place finisher, all in order to get the superfecta. Over the last 4 years, I don't know if you know this, Bass, there have been superfecta bombs. At least one horse with at least 40-1 odds have been on the board the last 4 years at the Kentucky Derby. In 2017, Battle of Midway was 40-1. He finished in third. In 2018, Instilled Regard was 85-1. He finished in fourth place. In 2019, after Maximum Security was DQ'd, Country House at 65-1 became the winner of the Kentucky Derby. And in 2020, Mr. Big News, a little over 46-1, was the third best horse in the Kentucky Derby. So if you're doing a superfecta, you might want to consider putting a bomb in your superfecta picks, preferably third or fourth place.
And by the way, that Country House, that might be, and I'm nothing against it, but that was the most undeserved win ever. I mean, not that the claim of foul, that not that the what's the word I'm looking for? Not
the disparaging
disqualification.
Yeah.
The disqualification of Maximum Security. I mean, it was legit, but that wasn't a Derby winner, man. But I'll tell you what, I didn't realize that it was quite to that extent. But I've been looking, I've been looking it over because I think you don't have a choice. I think you have to consider a couple of horses. Now, two of those that might fit that. Now, I don't think that either one of these horses will be over 40-1, but early on they were 30-1, so you never know. I think one, you have to, first of all, you get Steve Asmussen. You get Ricardo Santana, and I know this isn't Oaklawn, but Ricardo Santana's a heck of a jockey. And then you got a horse that just 2 weeks ago, beat the crap out of Concert Tour and won the Arkansas Derby in super stock. Do I expect him to be able to repeat that performance? No. But as far as putting a bomb in there somewhere that could inflate your superfecta, I think is one that you would certainly have to look at. And then the other would be, and Ron, the longer I do this, the longer I play horses, the more I realize there absolutely 100% is something to playing jockeys. I used to think you either have the horse or you don't. If you got the horse, you're in the house. But I've just seen Tyler Gaffleone ride plugs to the winner's circle that had no business being there. So Tyler's, even though he's almost on the extreme outside, he's on Soup and Sandwich. And I know a lot of you will throw little bucks out there on there because you like the name. But I think that when Tyler Gaffleone gets to mount, that horse just has a little bit better shot than normal. Tyler's a hot jockey, and I think he can get as much out of a horse as anybody on the circuit right now. So if I'm looking for a bum, I don't necessarily think that Soup and Sandwich is a top four horse, but I do believe in Tyler Gaffleone. So if I'm looking for a bomb in there, maybe it's Superstock or Soup and Sandwich, who start beside each other at the 18 and 19 post.
And Bass, it's interesting you bring up Soup and Sandwich because he's a speed guy and he's going to want to get out of that far outside as quickly as possible. And if Soup and Sandwich gets off to a good start, you'll see him veering in toward the middle of the track and get out in front or close to the lead, where he'll be able to get some breathing room and whatnot. I love this pick. And he's going to be one of the bombs that I'm looking at in a very serious manner, putting him in third or fourth place if I decide to do the superfecta, which it can cost you some bucks, but again, you don't have to necessarily spend $1. You can go as low as $0.10 and put a crap load of horses in your superfecta choice. You'll wind up paying like $10 if you put a certain amount of horses. But let me remind everyone, over the last 25 years, a 10-cent superfecta on average at Churchill Downs on the Kentucky Derby has brought back $7,492.28.
Well, and if I remember correctly, I don't have my account pulled up, but I think a 5-horse dime super box is going to run you $12. So if you find, and you say a dime super, well, I mean, when the super pays $7,000, all of a sudden there's quite a bit of value in that $12. But yeah, I would definitely consider that. The only issue with a horse like Soup and Sandwich, especially coming from the 19 post, is because he's absolutely going to have to do what you talked about, and Tyler will get him out there. Tyler will get him out there unless something crazy happens. The only problem is, think about what I consider to be the two horses, and I know one of them's the chalk and the other's right there at it, or he's either second or third, but their styles are perfect for that. One, Essential Quality is I'm not saying that he's he's more of a stalker than he is a back of the pack closer. I mean, he's going to be around, but he's got such a great stretch drive. We saw him win a stretch duel not too long ago. That he just methodically wore the horse down. The horse didn't get tired. He just wore him down. But if you get a hot pace going right there, then I got to think that the chalk is going to be massively in play here, even out of that 14 post. And then you look right to his outside, and that's my horse. That's who I have. I have the 15, Ron. I've got Joel Rosario. And I know John Sadler hadn't had all the success in the world, but this is by far the best horse he's had in Rock Your World at 5-1. Winner of the Santa Anita Derby. And by the way, and this is what's freaking me out, and finally the odds are starting to reflect that, because a couple of days ago, Rock Your World and Medina Spirit were the same odds for no particular good reason other than Bob Baffert is training Medina Spirit, because you saw it, Ron. You saw that Santa Ana Derby. They could have ran around a track again, and Medina Spirit was never going to make up any ground on Rock Your World.
No, Rock Your World was, he was solid. The only concern that I have on Rock Your World is the fact that he's done 3 races, 2 on turf, 1 on dirt. And the 1 on dirt was the Santa Anita, and he jumped out to the lead, and he went wire to wire. He never got out of first place. So this horse has never had dirt kicked in his face. And
no, and that's true. And he references dirt because on the other turf races, he didn't have the lead, but he's not getting all that crap up in his face. He stalked and then showed that he was able to accelerate here. He can easily get the distance. I understand your concern about the dirt, but look, I think even if he doesn't break out to the lead, which I don't expect him to do, don't expect Rock Your World to be any further than about 4th or 5th off the pace. Which I think is right where he wants to be.
Look, I mean, he's going to be in my in my selection. There's no question about that. I'm not quite sure that I want to put him out there as far as the winner goes, because I just have that nagging feeling, no pun intended there. I have that feeling that, okay, this horse is going to at some point in time get dirt in his face, and it's going to be a first, and I don't know how he's going to handle it. Bass, one horse that I absolutely loved, and the luster is worn off a little bit with the post position, but given the fact that they're doing a brand new gate at Churchill, and they're saying that the one spot isn't nearly as bad as it used to, I love Known Agenda, mainly because Irod Ortiz Jr. is hands down, sent home the jury, the best jockey that has never won the Kentucky Derby, and I love Known Agenda. He's a Pletcher horse. I'm kind of reluctant because he's on the rail to start, but the horse has blinkers on, and that means that he's got tunnel vision, so he doesn't have to worry about seeing the other horses. And this horse is 2 for 2 with blinkers on, and 2 for 2 with Irod Ortiz Jr. Riding him. I really like this horse, but I hate the position. Bass, you there?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Okay.
And I was going to bring that up, but the position, where you're not so pressed on that rail. I mean, I hear you. Irad is probably the best jockey in the world. If not top 2, top 3, bare minimum. I think that Known Agenda is one of the top 3, 4 horses in this race. I totally agree with that. But it's one thing for you to tell me that, and I don't mean you personally, but the Churchill folks and the racing folks. But it doesn't change the fact that this is still a 20-horse field and he's on the rail. And for him, it's going to come down to that break. There's several horses that the break, it matters, but it's not going to make the difference. If Known Agenda gets pressed in there, I mean, if he breaks anywhere from like 13th or back or something like that, I just think it's too much to navigate. And honestly, I think the 2 best horses in the field kind of got exactly where I wanted them to be, middle to, somewhere in the outer third, if you will. I just don't know. I think Known Agenda is a top 3 horse, but I have to see it first because ones don't win in this race. I understand the gate is out farther from the rail, but I have to see it first.
Is it as accurate as I think that the 2 horses that need to break in order to have any hope of getting, well, actually 3 horses that need to break as much as possible? Soup and Sandwich from the 19, Bourbonic, who I think he's on the extreme outside at 20, but Bourbonic has tore the place down with his pre-Derby runs and gallops and whatnot, and Known Agenda. If these three get off to really good starts where Known Agenda isn't on the rail pressed and the two outside horses find themselves into the middle, I think that all hell's going to break loose at Churchill, and we're going to get some amazing race and some pretty damn good payouts when it's all said and done.
Yeah, I think it's more along the lines of, see, for me, all three of those horses that you mentioned, those are the three places I just want to be. I think it's in regards to, if we're talking about them winning the race, probably not, but them affecting who does and how the rest of this thing goes, I think so. Now, Known Agenda, if look, here's the thing. If Known Agenda gets a great break and Ortiz and then, Pletcher decides, we're going to send him, and he gets down there, then maybe so. But I got to tell you, I just don't think that Bourbonic or Soup and Sandwich are good enough horses because, let's just face it, I don't care what it is. When you have to get past 18 other horses trying to get to that turn, you're going to expend the type of energy. You can't just hope that the others all have bad breaks. You have got to press and go, and you're going to use the type of strength up that it takes to get there. That means you're probably not going to have in the last 250 yards of this race. So I just don't see either one of those two outside horses as realistic options for winning the race. I could see Soup and Sandwich maybe getting, the back end of it, maybe on the back end of the Superfecta. Known Agenda, because I do believe he is one of the top three horses in this race. If he gets a good break, I could see him possibly maybe getting in the Exacta. But I'm gonna have to see the one horse win a race before, whether they've moved it off the rail or not, before I'm going to take a one horse to win in that race.
Okay, there's one other horse that is getting reputation out the wazoo at the Kentucky Derby, and it's because the trainer is the most prolific trainer in terms of Kentucky Derby championships than Bob Baffert, and the jockey has won the Kentucky Derby 3 times, and this horse is Medina Spirit. Right now, as of right now, the odds are down to 11-1. The Kentucky Derby odds currently at 11-1 for Medina Spirit. Is this based on the Baffert-Velasquez connection and for lack of a better term, royalty, or is this horse a legitimate threat to get himself into the winner's circle or into the money?
Absolutely nothing happened to Medina Spirit on that Santa Anita Derby. Nothing. He just wasn't as good as Rock Your World. I mean, he had every chance in the known universe, and he couldn't make up any type of ground on him. Just couldn't do it. I mean, he was simply beaten by a far superior horse. So, what are we talking about? Could he get in the Superfecta? Yes. Is he being bet like this because of the connections? 100%. Because there's not much about this horse that screams to me. As a matter of fact, let's just call it what it is. If Baffert had all three of his horses, he would be by far the worst horse of those three.
Agreed.
I mean,
agreed.
If life is good in concert tour were in this race to go along with Medina Spirit, you wouldn't even be talking about Medina Spirit. The only thing you'd say is he's the third Baffert horse. Well, that's who he is. This is not a Derby winning horse. Now, it's horse racing, so anything obviously can happen, but I've just seen a much better horse lay him to waste just a couple of weeks ago, so there's no way I'm putting that horse on top.
Okay, now I got to go to the other Pletcher horse. It's running in the 5. Sainthood has had some eye-opening Derby prep little jaunts, if you will. He's at 28-1. Eddie Olczyk, and I saw his top 4. He has Sainthood finishing in 3rd place in this race, and I don't know whether Olczyk has taken too many pucks to the head or if he's on to something, but he has Known Agenda winning this race. Hot Rod Charlie finishing in second, Sainthood in third, and Essential Quality finishing in fourth. And he doesn't have Rock Your World in the top four. And like I said, I mean, he's a former hockey player. He may have been checked into the boards one too many times, but Olczyk has made a pretty interesting detour into the horse racing field. What do you think of Sainthood? Is he value for a superfecta?
Is there anything that's well? I'll put it like this: if the question is he value for a superfecta? I think anything that's not close to the chalk is value in a superfecta.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you mentioned a minute ago Instilled Regard, 85-1. If you'd have asked me, you know, pre Derby, is Instilled Regard value at 85-1 in the superfecta? I would have said yes. I wouldn't have believed he'd have got there, but I would have said it. I'm not going to talk anybody off a big number as part of the back end of their superfecta. Now, if they want to key him over the field in the superfecta at 51, that's a whole other animal. This horse isn't winning the exacta, but yeah, I mean, there's about 3 or 4 of those horses that absolutely fit that bill, and Sainthood is one of them. Now, I will tell you this: I'm not a gigantic Corey Lanery fan, you know, but I am a Todd Pletcher fan. And I do believe in Todd Pletcher. So because of the connections and the fact that I agree with you about the bombs, and I think there is going to be one, I'm just not sure who, I think Sainthood is.
All right, Bass, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this. I mean, there's horses that 3 off the top of my head that are going to be there or going to be contending. Hot Rod Charlie is the 9. Essential Quality is the 14. Rock Your World is the 15. Hot Rod Charlie is right now 9-2. He's the favorite. Essential Quality is dropped to 5-1. Rock Your World is 5-1. Hot Rod Charlie is an interesting horse. You've seen him at his absolute best, and I don't know if he can do any better than what he has done leading up to the Kentucky Derby, Bass.
This is, you know, usually, I mean, look, in fields this large, with so many different variables in there, it can be difficult. This year, to me, I don't know, Ron. The way I see this field, I really only see about 3 or 4 horses with a chance to win this race. I think there's I don't want to put it this way, but Ron, if I tell you anything else, I'd be lying. I think there's a lot of filler in here. A lot of filler.
Well, I agree with you. I absolutely agree with you.
That has such a minute chance here. You know, and I know it all comes down to one day, but honestly, these are the horses that I think, if everything goes perfectly, has a shot to win the race. And again, I'm not going to take Known Agenda, but again, if I believe you're a top 3 horse in this race, I have to consider you. So Known Agenda is a horse that I think, if a lot goes right. There's a Cox horse in here, Mandolin. You know, nobody's talked about him. 15-1 was the last time I saw him. He gets Florent Giroux on the mount. Florent Giroux's been red hot, you know, lately. That's somebody you might take a look at. I don't believe in Medina Spirit. Hot Rod Charlie, that's approaching that area right there where I wouldn't mind him winning in my trifecta box. You know, last I saw, now you may have an updated odds. Last I saw, he was 8-1.
Who's that?
I don't know what he is right now. Hot Rod Charlie.
He's 9-2 right now.
Wow, that means, I want you to think about it. Do you understand how much money has to be dumped on a horse to go from 8-1 to 9-2 in a matter of a day or so?
Bass, he's now the favorite in this race at 9-2. Essential Quality and Rock Your World are both 5-1. You brought up a horse in Mandolin. There's 16 quote-unquote experts, and their Derby picks were on a website that I follow. Mandolin got 1 pick in the top 4. One of the experts put Mandolin in her top 4. Mandolin right now is 28-1.
You got to do it, man. You got to put somebody in there. Let's see here. Couple more for you. Essential Quality. And it looks like, of course, you know, we have over 24 hours to go, so who's going to be the chalk at this point? I don't know. he's at 5-1. That's a massive jump or drop because he was at 5-2 initially.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's the difference in $7 win ticket and a $12 win ticket. That's almost double.
Yeah, and apparently the mattress guy hasn't made his bet yet because apparently there's talk that the guy that has the mattress company is going to put up a crap load of money on Essential Quality.
Jim McInvale.
Yeah,
that's Jim McInvale, and he's the guy that owned Run Happy. And he was about to actually get out of the business. Run Happy was going to be his last horse, and because he hadn't had any success. And Jim McInvale was easily one of the greatest human beings I've ever heard of. I'm from Houston, and he is the biggest, most selfless philanthropist I've ever seen. People think about all these bets. Let me tell you something. When the floods hit Houston, you know what he did? He opened up his showroom, which is the size of about 15 football fields, and let people stay in there on that brand new furniture.
Oh, that's awesome.
Because they had nowhere else to go, and he's done that multiple times. The entire city of Houston loves that man. He is a great man, and I'd love to see him have all the success in the world. Yeah, Jim McInvale he's hero type stuff.
Yeah.
And then of course, Essential Quality. I think whoever the favorite here is in this race at post time, whoever the chalk is, it's going to be some of the most lukewarm chalk I've ever seen in this race,
Yeah.
Which is weird for a race that only has about 4 or 5 horses that can actually win it. It's just there's nobody that really sets themselves apart, from everybody else that the race clearly goes through and you name the horse. I don't think we have that. It makes it for an exciting race, but it makes it hell on people trying to decide what they're going to wager.
Well, and I think, Bass, honestly, I think one of the reasons why Essential Quality is not getting the love, there's a statistic that's been making the way through the handicappers that the Breeders' Cup Juvenile winner is 2 for 36 in the Kentucky Derby. They've only won 2 of the 36 Kentucky Derbies since the juvenile Breeders' Cup race was won, and that's the 2-year-olds who then become 3-year-olds the next year. By the way, Essential Quality won the Breeders' Cup juvenile winners in the fall of 2020 as a 2-year-old. So, Essential Quality right now has a 2 for 36 kind of mount over his head. He's got to buck the trend, a very steep trend the wrong way, if you will.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong. I put a lot into prep races. I really do. I think they tell me a lot, but it's not always. I mean, some of these prep races, while they're big and they're important, they don't always translate to a lot of Kentucky Derby wins. I mean, look at the Arkansas Derby. We had some really good horses come out of that thing. Now, we've had the Smarty Joneses and the American Pharaohs of the world, but generally they don't do much. Same thing for the Santa Anita Derby. My pick is the Santa Anita Derby winner this year. They don't generally go on to win the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah.
But I have to set that aside and look at it and realize that this field is just different. And normally I think that even when there's a super horse, that there's still about 6 or 7 horses that can mix it up and do some stuff here. I really just don't see that here. This is like I said, I don't want to use that word, but I feel like this is a race full of filler. With about is there a horse in here who has a chance to be a superstar? Come on. The one horse that had a chance to be a superstar this year was Life is Good. Life is Good would have been the chalk in this race, and I'll fight anybody on that. When he scratched, it became completely wide open. And then when Concert Tour laid such an egg on the track there at Oaklawn, it was such a poor effort that they said, you know what, we'll just skip to the Preakness. We're not going to run the Kentucky Derby, and that's Baffert. He's like, I'm not putting this horse in the race. He's not going to win. He's not going to do it. He's just a nice horse, and moved him on. And think about that. Now, Baffert, as much as he loves to win this race, is only going in with one horse, and that's Medina Spirit, who's not winning this race. That's how disappointed he was, and how disappointing that effort was by Concert Tour in a 6-horse Arkansas Derby that he was basically a 1 to 5 shot and laid a complete egg, did absolutely nothing in that race. And now he's not even in it. So I don't see a superstar horse here. I don't think a bomb's going to win it, but I do think one of the top 2 or 3. But I think the only way you're going to get paid is on a superfecta with one of these bombs catching the back end of it. I just do. I think other than that, matter of fact, if you want my order, I'm taking Rock Your World because I just think that Rock Your World's the best horse in this race. I really do, and I've been blown away by some of his efforts. And I love the fact that he's not beholden to one particular style. So I'm going to go with Rock Your World. And, you know, I wasn't going to play Essential Quality on the top, but I got to tell you, Ron, there's a big difference in paydays on a winner that starts with 5-2 and a winner that's 5-1. Things
Absolutely.
change. You know what I mean? That's a much bigger difference. All of a sudden now Essential Quality is extreme value to me. So when I go to boxing, I'm going to box Essential Quality with Rock Your World because he got to do it. I'm looking for something with a price. As I told you, I think Florent Drew's been a hot jockey lately. So I'm going to put Mandel in there in that box. And then because, as I said 2 or 3 times in this call, I think he's one of the top 3 horses in this field. I can't put him on top because of the post, but I do like Known Agenda. So I'm boxing here. That's 1, 7, 14, and 15 on the trifecta.
There you go. And you can use that as a superfecta as well, and or use a series of horses on the superfecta and go from there. So you got Rock Your World winning this thing, Essential Quality, Mandolin, and Known Agenda fighting it out for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. And I am going to go completely off the rail. I love Irod Ortiz Jr. I really do, and they kind of sold me on the this new brand new 20 horse stall thing that we have is not going to put a whole lot of pressure on the rail guy, and I think that Irod is going to find a way to get off the rail as quickly as possible. I am going to take Known Agenda with all that value right now at 12-1, even though Irod's never won the Kentucky Derby. I love the Pletcher connection there, so I'm going to take him to win the race. I'm going to have Essential Quality in my superfecta. You have to. That horse is so damn talented. You got to put him in that. I got to be honest, Bass, that whole thing with the dirt in the face of Rock Your World scares the living hell out of me. And I don't know how this horse is going to react because I don't think he's going to get the lead. So I don't know how this horse is going to react to having dirt in his face for the first time. I think I'm going to use a series of horses, and he'll be one of them, but I don't see him winning this race. I do like Soup and Sandwich to be one of those bombs on the superfecta. So I got the 19 in this as well as the 14. I got the 1, and I really like Mandolin and the value that he has at 28-1. So if I'm going to go order of finish, I'm going to go 1, 14, 7, and 19.
So we could both hit the trifecta.
I think we could. I think we could. And I'll tell you, again, you can use a variety of different horses. It just depends on how much money you want to spend. You don't have to spend $1 on a superfecta, although if you want to get kind of cute and spend $1, and you would have to pick the horses 1, 2, 3, and 4 if you're using 4 horses to spend $1. Let me tell everyone, over the last 25 years, a $1 superfecta has paid off on average $74,922.77. A $2 trifecta over the last 25 years has paid on average $11,722.60, and a $2 exacta over the last 25 years has, on average, given up $890.41.
Good Good grief, on a $2 exacta.
Indeed.
That's what you get when you, especially when one of those races, the winner was paid $130-something to win.
Yeah.
That'll certainly shake it up. There's no question about it. But I would remind everybody, when you're playing a superfecta straight, that's basically 20 times 20 times 20 times 20. Is the odds, because you got 20 slots for 4 spots. And you have to assume that each one of those can be taken by one of those numbers. And I'm a box guy. I mean, it's hard to hit a superfecta box or a trifecta box. Hitting them straight, it's not impossible, but and in a 20-horse field, it's close to it.
Yeah, it's damn near impossible for sure. I got one more statistic to throw out. Florida Derby winners have won 3 of the last 8 Kentucky Derbies, and it could be 4 of 8 had maximum security not crapped on himself and got disqualified. So, I mean, the Florida Derby, I believe that was known agenda, was it not?
I don't remember which prep race he won. I'm sorry. But, hey, look. Like I said, I do place an emphasis. It doesn't guarantee anything, but I do place an emphasis on prep races. So, 3 of 8, I guarantee that's got to be the best of all the prep races in the last 10 years.
Absolutely. All right, so this is going to be an awful lot of fun. All right, so officially your superfecta, you've got Rock Your World on top, Essential Quality. You got Mandolin and you've got Known Agenda. I have Known Agenda on top. I've got Essential Quality finishing in 2nd place. Mandolin going to finish in 3rd. And just because I love Soup and Sandwich, and he's going to have a perfect race, obviously, but Soup and Sandwich to finish in 4th place. All right, before we let you go, a little known fact about my man Seabass. He is a huge Indianapolis Colts fan. Dude, you got to be dancing big time. Kwity Paye, the DN from Michigan, heading to Indianapolis.
Oh, man. This is a guy who is going to play his best football in the NFL. This is a guy who, I don't think Michigan used him right. I don't think they really understood how to use Kwity. They're going to put Kwity on that edge. They're going to let him set it. They're going to let him rush off that edge, and he's going to sit right there next to DeForest Buckner. And they're going to spend about the next 6-7 years making each other's life much better. The only person that Chris Ballard was not going to trade back from was Kwity Paye. If Kwity Paye was gone, Chris Ballard went into that draft with only 6 picks, and they love to build from within, and they have no 3rd-round pick as part of the Wentz trade. And as much as they need a left tackle, and that's what you'll see them take at 54, I'm 100% confident of that. That's what they thought of Kwity Paye. There's a certain expectation in that locker room, and not because they're my team, but Chris Ballard has created a great locker room. And this guy, they said, you watch him, he has a motor that never quits, and he's completely dedicated to the game, and that's the only thing they'll do. How often do you see them getting in trouble since he's been there? You really don't, because they place an emphasis of not having those type of players in there. And Kwity Paye, how many times did you see Kwity Paye make the play on backside pursuit over and over again?
Absolutely.
Because the motor never stops. And to get him at 21 and not have to do anything and just let it come right to you was everything they could have hoped for and more. And I thought Kwity Paye was an absolute steal. And what they got to do now is get something from a former Buckeye, and that's Tyquan Lewis. Tyquan Lewis has flashed the last couple of camps and then just been okay come game time. In camps, he's been the best player there.
Yeah.
But when game time comes, he just hasn't done much. They need him to elevate that play. Him or Kamiko Toure, one of the two, if they're going to have success on the other side.
If Liam Eichenberg is available at 54, there's a value pick. The kid from Notre Dame.
He won't be.
Yeah, I doubt seriously if he will be.
Yeah, look, as far as what's left there, I say what's left. This is a very deep tackle class. But Cosme there is still there. Eichenberg is still there. And the guy that I was a little surprised by, and matter of fact, he was the name that I wanted if it wasn't Kwity Paye, was Tevin Jenkins out of Oklahoma State. We can say what we want, but this is the meanest, nastiest lineman in this draft. And Yeah, I got to be honest with you. There's a stat here. People talk about, well, I don't know if his arms are long enough or is he really a left tackle. Here's what I do know. He hasn't surrendered a sack in the last 2 seasons. He's known as a mauling run blocker, but he hasn't surrendered a sack in 2 years, and he plays at Oklahoma State, so I'm pretty sure they throw the ball.
Yeah.
You know, and he hasn't given up a sack. He's still there. Walker Little from Stanford is still there. Look, if you need a tackle in the second round, I promise you can get it.
No question. I agree with you wholeheartedly. And Cleveland, they're dancing. Greg Newsome from Northwestern, he completes the completely revamped defensive backfield. My Bills picked up a really nice edge rusher in Rousseau. Najee Harris goes to Pittsburgh. The Steeler fans are happy, although they need some offensive linemen to make sure.
I don't know what they're happy about. They have David DeCastro. Is he going to play all 5 positions?
Yeah, exactly.
They don't have an offensive line.
Yeah, they got to go out. They got to go out and double up on offensive line today in the second and third round and go from there. But you and I had a frenemy type conversation the week of the Indianapolis Buffalo game, and I'll say it, Indianapolis is under the radar. This is a team that, other than Kansas City, it's the other team that scares the hell out of me as a Bills fan in 2021, because your offensive line is very impressive, and you're getting a quarterback that has been injury plagued because, well, he got hit too many times. I think that's getting the young man out of Philadelphia and into a situation where the offensive line is going to take good care of him. Indianapolis scares me as a Bills fan. That team is solid.
Well, they are, and the thing about it is they're about to have everybody locked up for a while. But I would not discount Cleveland. Cleveland, I mean, they fixed the thing that they needed to fix the most, and they did it well along that offensive line. They were the best offensive line in the league last year by PFF. But the guy that I'm a little bit surprised is still on this board, and I'm surprised you hadn't mentioned him yet, because there's some really good players left, by the way. But why is Owusu-Koramoah still on the board?
That's who I thought Cleveland was going to take.
It makes no sense.
Yeah, Bass, that's who I thought Cleveland was going to take because, the DBs, they've gotten a lot better. They did a really nice job in the offseason, but Cleveland's linebacking core is below average, and I'm being very kind when I say that. I don't understand why J.O.B. wasn't taken by the Browns, and I'll even take it a step further. Whoever takes this kid is going to get an absolute steal in the second round.
Yeah, I mean, not only is he a first-round pick, he's a top 15 player. Bare minimum top 20. The fact that he's still there, unless there's some medicals that I'm not aware of, because I know it's not the attitude. I know better than that. That has nothing to do with it. But, I mean, unless there's some medicals I'm not aware of, the fact that Owusu-Koramoah is still on that board, I'm stunned. And I'll tell you one thing, if I was Jacksonville, because I like the Etienne pick, I didn't love it. Not because I don't love the player, because my comp for him is Alvin Kamara. James Robinson, though, I mean, let's just face it, they lucked out on that, because had you ever even heard of him before that last year? No.
Yeah, exactly.
So that worked out for them, man. But the players that were still available to them, I just, and I get it, the familiarity with Trevor and all that. That's great. But I just felt like that pick. Now I know, look, they're going to pick first night, so maybe it doesn't matter. But I just felt like there were other issues that they could have gotten. They could have addressed at that point, other players that could have came in and had a bigger impact. But, maybe Etienne does come in there and truly is Alvin Kamara, because they said they drafted him as a third down back. And while you need that, I'm not spending a first round pick on a third down back.
No, I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that wholeheartedly. And this isn't 3 yards in a cloud of dust anymore. This is a throwing league. So, what are you doing spending a third down back in the first round? You could get a third down back in a third round, in the fourth round, where championships are won. That just, it didn't make any sense to me. But if they were to pick up Owusu-Koramoah, from Notre Dame with the first pick in the second round. That's genius as far as I'm concerned.
Well, I would take that too. I would take, but I would tell you this: if I'm Jacksonville, and I'm going to stay on that side of the ball, man, I'm going to tell you what. I may have to look pretty. Now, a lot of people may not agree, but what's the young man's name? Is it Freiermuth, the kid out of Penn State, the big tight end?
Oh yeah.
I might consider that right there as well. Wear people out in between them hashes. I know they went out and got Marvin Jones, but how much juice is left there as far as that goes? He's nice. He'll help. He'll teach the ropes to people, like Laviska Shenault and DJ Chark. And I like these guys, but none of these receivers ever seem to pan out for Jacksonville. They kind of seem to halfway go in on them. The Marquise Lees of the world, the Keelan Coles of the world, but they never really turn into what they should. And I just think that a guy like Elijah Moore I think he could do something like that. He could be that guy that every time Trevor drops back and you see Elijah Moore catch that ball, that you kind of go, oh crap. This guy's, or honestly, I'm going to tell you who the most explosive player in this draft is. And it's a guy who I think will go in the second round. I mean, the measurements aren't there physically, but I'm going to tell you something right now. He's the guy that, with the football in his hand, is the most terrifying player in the country for me, and that's Rondale Moore. He might not be the biggest guy in the world, but Ron, this dude not only uncorked a 4.31, which he was very unhappy with, by the way, because he is a 4.2 guy, but he has a 42-inch vertical. And I think all your Buckeye fans there are quite familiar with Rondale Moore and don't want to see any more of him.
Yeah.
That dude with the football in his hand is an absolute 100% type of game changer. And understand when I say this, I'm not calling him that, but he has that type of effect. A guy like a Tyreek Hill, that when he gets that ball, all bets are off. That's what Rondale Moore is like. And I think more so than any other player with the football in his hands in this draft. So I think somebody, and I don't know where he'll go, but I think Rondale Moore, somebody's going to get themselves a playmaker, and probably at the second round.
Well, and he's a great slot receiver. I mean, he's 5'9", so you can put him in the slot and let him just do his thing, and the blazing speed that he has. Hell, you can use him as a punt returner as well and just watch him do his stuff. He thank God he didn't play in 2020.
Well, you got that right.
I mean,
so that's what I got.
Yeah, good Lord, he can play. Hey, listen, all the best to you. I didn't want to bring up the Padres because they're kind of scuffling a little bit. Now, you realize the connection of Jackson, Tennessee, and the San Diego Padres, other than yourself.
Well, I do have to say, let me just say this. We can say scuffling, but what I would say to you is, okay, that may be true, but they've still won 4 of their last 6 games, including 3 of 4 in Los Angeles. And by the way, not just against Los Angeles, but here's what I would remind everybody of. In those 7 games against the Dodgers in which they've won 4, those were against Walker Buehler twice, Clayton Kershaw twice, Trevor Bauer twice, and Dustin May once. And they went 4-3.
There you go.
That's, if it's, well, they have Cody Bellinger. Well, you know what? The Padres didn't have the Nelson Lamet. They didn't have Austin Nola. Now they may be without Ryan Weathers for a little bit, And worst of all, they actually are with Chris Paddock. So,
How fast do they bring up the jewel of the farm system?
Well, I mean, if you're talking about Mackenzie Gore,
yeah.
I don't think that he is the jewel of the farm system anymore. For 2 reasons. One, I'll remind you that Ryan Weathers was drafted the year after Mackenzie Gore. Yet Ryan Weathers has already made his way up into it, pitched in the playoffs last year, and made his way into the starting rotation here. And Mackenzie can't make his way out of that what do we call it? The alternate site. He's kind of flattened out. He has had a hard time locating his fastball. The stuff is still there, but it hasn't been refined yet. Right now, Ryan Weathers is definitely, I'm not saying he has better stuff than McKenzie. I'm saying he's a better pitcher right now, and that's a fact.
Okay.
But the jewel of this farm system is not a pitcher. That's something that they've got plenty of. I mean, I want you to think about something, Ron. Next year, bare minimum. And let's just say that everybody's healthy, and they come back with Snell, Darvish, Lamet, Clevenger, Weathers, Musgrove, Mackenzie Gore. You know, I mean, you see what I'm saying here? I mean, it's insane. But the best prospect in that farm system right now is C.J. Abrams.
Yeah, he's good.
He's a monster, and he raked in spring training.
Yep.
But, I mean, and with the understanding that he is never going to hold his position. He's going to have to go. Here's what I think. I think that C.J. Abrams is next year's starter over Tommy Pham in left field next year because, I mean, Cronenworth has proven he was not a flash in the pan, and he was the real jewel in that Tommy Pham trade. So much so, think about it. They gave $30 million to Ha-Seong Kim, and he can't get in the game.
Yeah. Yeah, no, there's all kinds of talent, but I'll ask again. Obviously, you're a huge Padres fan.
Oh, yeah.
But the Jackson, Tennessee connection, you know who I'm speaking of.
The Jackson that's on the roster from Jackson?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I don't.
Bobby Dickerson's the bench coach.
Oh, okay, the third base coach. Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm thinking player.
Bobby D's the bench coach. He's not third base coach. He's now the bench coach over there, which is pretty amazing that he's the bench coach. And I spoke with him when they were in Pittsburgh. A lot of expectations, but they're taking it in stride. Hell, I got them winning the World Series, so there's that.
They love Bobby Dickerson, man. They do.
Well, I mean, he can light up any room. I mean, he's got that personality. He's with all affection, he's a redneck. I mean, he'll get into someone's craw, and he'll have some choice Southern words for that person, and that's one of the reasons why I love Bobby D.
Yeah, I've interviewed Bobby a few times. I've always liked him. I'll just put it this way: I don't get upset if Tingler gets run, because they love the guy, So I'm sorry, Ron. I was there thinking players from Jackson.
Yeah,
it's like, how do I not? I know the whole roster. How do I not know who that
See,
is?
now, when they come to St. Louis, you got to be calling Bobby up and saying, "Hey, man, you think you can float me some tickets to the game?"
That would be September 17th through the 19th. I will be there Sunday at noon on September 19th, my friend.
Somehow I knew that was going to be the case. Brother, we got to do this again really, really soon, man.
Yes, sir. Anytime, my friend.
All right, man. Always a pleasure.
Thank you, Ron.
See you, man. My man Seabass down in Jackson, Tennessee, checking in on the MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning Hotline. And again, for the record, he's got Rock Your World finishing in the top spot in the upcoming Kentucky Derby. Essential Quality finishing in second. Mandolin third. And my horse that I think is going to win this race, coming out of the one chute to win this race, that would be Known Agenda. Finishing in fourth. All right, we'll take a timeout, be back with more. It is a Friday edition of Running Points on ysnlive.com.
Ah, the details. Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods is one fine ride. Perfect cornering, superb handling, sporty and stylish, power to spare, plus awesome mileage. Yeah, jaw-droppingly beautiful lines and well appointed with luxurious trim. Put more oomph in your life and start beholding the molding. Find your home's fine hardwood at BairdBrothers.com.
Planning a project around your home or rental property? Trust the electrical service to the local experts with 62 years of serving the Mahoning Valley. Joe Dickey Electric is your local go-to source for responsive, reliable residential electrical work. From everyday maintenance and repairs to new installations, electrical upgrades, and safety inspections, no job is too big or too small. Call Joe Dickey Electric today, 800-549-3976, or visit DickeyElectric.com. That's DickeyElectric.com.
For heating, cooling, and indoor air quality, the Mahoning Valley trusts MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning, offering worry-free repair, service, and installation. Call MP Vivo today for a free estimate.
MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning. We're your energy-efficient experts.
If you're looking for a new Ford vehicle, why shop anywhere else but Tri-State Ford? Choose from our great selection of new Ford models. Plus, we've got you covered with our exclusive Tri-State Ford Advantage. It includes a 10-year, 200,000-mile warranty with your new Ford. Come see why so many customers from the Tri-State area buy their new Ford at Tri-State Ford.
Customer focus, community driven. Tri-State Ford East Liverpool or visit tristateford.net.
Welcome back to a Friday edition of Running Points presented by Greenwood Chevrolet on Mahoning Avenue in Austintown. Ron Potesta with you again. We ran down the tournaments last hour. We ran down the tournaments, the baseball and softball tournaments, and the amount of talent that's going to be in these tournaments. By the way, the seeding for the softball tournaments are going to be this weekend. The seeding will be this weekend, and we made mention Division 4. There will be 24 teams in the Super Size Me District Tournament, 23 teams in Division 3, 26 teams in Division 2, and 33 teams in Division 1. We ran down this last hour. We'll do it again right now. Division 1 softball tournament. There are four YSN teams in Division 1. One team from the Mahoning Valley also in Division 1. Fitch, Boardman, Howland, Louisville, and Harding are all Division 1. There are 5 of the 33 teams. District final sites include Austintown, Massillon, and Mentor. The sectional first round will be 1 week from Monday, May the 10th. 1 week from Monday is the first round of the sectional tournaments. The sectional bracket finals are going to be 1 week from Wednesday, May the 12th. The district semifinals are going to be on May the 17th. The district championship games will be played on Wednesday, the 19th of May. And again, the higher seed is going to have home field advantage all the way through the district championship game. And the 3 district championship sites are Austintown, Massillon, and Mentor. So Fitch, Boardman, Harding, Howland, and Louisville, the 5 teams. 4 teams from the YSN family, 1 team from the Mahoning Valley, not in the YSN family, that is in Division 1. Division 2, here are the area teams that are going to be partaking. 26 teams in all. The area teams include Canfield, Cheney, East, Poland, Struthers, Lakeview, Niles, Hubbard, Girard, West Branch, and Salem. The district championship sites will be Hubbard and Jefferson. The sectional first round will begin on Tuesday, May the 11th, with the sectional final bracket being on Thursday, May the 13th. So Tuesday, May the 11th, and Thursday, May the 13th, the sectional first round, as well as the sectional championship game. And then the district semifinals will be played on Tuesday, May the 18th. The district championship game at Hubbard and at Jefferson will be played on Thursday, May the 20th. That is Division 2 softball action. Division 3, 23 teams in all are going to be in the softball tournament. 23 teams in all. Here are the local teams that are going to be involved in this. Cardinal Mooney, Ursuline, South Range, Champion, Springfield, Liberty, Camel, LeBray, Newton Falls, Columbiana, Garrettsville, Garfield, Grand Valley, Pie Valley, Crestview, East Palestine, and United. So 16 teams that I just mentioned, 23 in all. So there are 7 other teams outside of the area that are going to be taking part in the Division 3 district championships in the Super Size Me district tournaments. The district championship sites will be LeBray and South Range High School. So those are the two district championship sites. And again, the higher seed is going to have home field advantage all the way through the district championship game. And, well, if South Range wants to stay in the South Range district and they're one of the top seeds, well, then they would have home field advantage throughout the entire tournament because South Range is going to be hosting the district championship. The sectional first round tournament will begin 1 week from Tuesday, May the 11th. The sectional bracket finals will be on Thursday, May the 13th. The district semifinals will take place on Tuesday, May the 18th. The district championship game either at South Range or LeBray. Those two district championship games will be played on Thursday, May the 20th. And finally, Division 4, we have 24 teams in the softball tournament, Super Size Me Softball District Tournament, 24 teams. Here is the list of local teams: Warren JFK, McDonald, Mineral Ridge, Matthews, Brookfield, Western Reserve, Jackson Milton, Lordstown, Maplewood, Badger, Bristol, Bloomfield, Chalker, Lowellville, Sebring, Wyndham, Leetonia, Lisbon, Southern, Wellsville. So you're looking at 20 teams from the area, and then you have 4 other teams. And I believe one of those 4 teams will be East Canton coming out of the area, or coming into our area, I should say. The district championship sites are going to be in Jackson Milton and Candlelight Knolls. Jackson Milton and Candlelight Knolls are going to provide the district championships. And again, the higher seed gets home field all the way through the district title game, where the district title game will be played either at Jackson Milton or Candlelight Knolls. One of those two places, well, actually both of those places will be the district championship site. And like I've been saying, there's going to be a lot of teams that are not going to win a district championship that have a district championship caliber softball team. Man, is there some talent. Holy bejeebers. The sectional first round tournament gets underway 1 week from Monday. May the 10th, the sectional tournament gets underway. The sectional finals will be on Wednesday, May the 12th. The district semifinals will be on Monday, May the 17th. The district championship game, 1 game in Jackson Milton, 1 game at Candlelight Knolls up in Trumbull County. Those games will be played on Wednesday, May the 19th. That is your softball tournament. Seedings will be announced on Sunday. Anthony and I, when we come back here on Monday, Anthony and I will have some fun talking about the softball tournament and just how much talent is going to be on display in this area in the D1, 2, 3, and 4 district Super Size Me tournaments. This area is going to be extremely well represented, and as I have mentioned, there is going to be a lot of quality teams that will simply be left on the outside looking in terms of getting into the regional. And dare I say, whoever gets out of the district tournaments in these divisions, they're going to have a shot. They're going to have a really, really good shot at getting to state and getting to Akron to play at Firestone for a state championship. I really believe that our district tournaments, especially in 2, 3, and 4, it's some of the best softball in terms of district tournaments. It's going to be some of the best softball you see in the entire state. We're blessed. No two ways about that. We're going to take a timeout. On the other side, we will get the baseball tournaments. Now, their tournaments are going to be starting the week of May the 17th. The baseball tournaments are going to be starting the week of May the 17th. And like softball, oh boy, there's an insane amount of talent And unfortunately, a lot of quality teams are going to be left on the outside looking in, being that we're only going to be crowning 2 district champions. All right, the baseball side of things coming up in a bit. Stick around.
New things happen all day. Some are good, some not so good. In today's complicated world, while you're busy working, playing, and living life, we're busy helping you make sense of the day's news. And there's only one place where it comes together with clarity, context, and accountability. It's 21 News at 6 with me, Madison Tromler, and Derek Steyer.
21 News at 6. It's what the day's news really means to you.
Welcome home to a home made homier with Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods. Inspiration starts at BairdBrothers.com and is turned into reality when high-quality hardwoods are delivered right to your home. Baird Brothers has the latest design trends, shiplap and skinny lap interior siding, antique oak rustic flooring, and, well, you'll find them all at BairdBrothers.com. Ordered easily, delivered conveniently, enjoyed comfortably. BairdBrothers.com.
WRS Wealth Advisors, the area's premier wealth and retirement specialists. Located on South Avenue in Boardman.
Hi, this is Jim Myers with Myers Family Insurance, your local Medicare and retirement resource. We're excited to have sports back. Whether you're on the field or cheering from the stands, sports unifies communities and brings hope for the future. We're all one team working together. At Myers Family Insurance, we know the importance of a great team.
Our team continues to grow to help you with your Medicare and retirement needs.
The annual election period is October 15th through December 7th. Now's the time to make sure your plan continues to meet your needs for the upcoming year.
Call today.
Hi, I'm Colin Chupa. And I'm Kelsey Clem from K-Squared Marketing. Our boutique marketing firm specializes in media planning and buying, public relations, event marketing strategies, and strategic sponsorships. We can integrate our services with your existing game plan, or we can be your entire marketing team. Your goals, our game plan. Let's win together. Call K-Squared Marketing at 330-623-2730 or visit ksquared.marketing to learn more.
Your first and last stop with your tax return should be with me, Tracy Bryden at Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown. No other dealer goes the extra mile to bring you the largest selection of vehicles at one convenient location. With guaranteed credit approval, I will find you the right vehicle and the right financing options for you. I am ready to go the extra mile to show you why no other dealer sells more cars, finances more, and gets you more for your refund than Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown.
At Greenwood Chevrolet, we go the extra mile for you by finding you the right vehicle at the right price.
By giving you confidence in your vehicle with a Greenwood Advantage warranty.
By guaranteeing you financing,
regardless of your situation or credit history.
And by being with you for every mile of your journey.
Now, we're going the extra mile for you with an additional $1,500 on your trade, plus the best selection of new and used vehicles in the area.
Visit greenwoodchevrolet.com and tell us how we can go the extra mile for you.
Quality, customer service, and integrity. Those are the 4 words that have driven our success since 1957 at Joe Dickey Electric.
Joe Dickey Electric is one Mahoning Valley landmark business that stays current with the requirements of our customers. Family owned and managed, we are an electrical contractor and energy solutions provider. Every member of our team adds to his or her skill set through ongoing training. Residential, commercial, industrial, automotive, and more. We keep ahead of the needs of our customers with a fleet of more than 50 vehicles and 24/7 emergency service, so you're never left in the dark.
Jimmy Sutton here, Director of Isle, Purple Cat, and Golden String. We are happy to support YSN and 2 of my favorite people, Scotty Mincher and Super Dave O'Malley. We are an agency that provides services for adults with disabilities. We infuse humor, passion, and joy into their lives. If you know of any folks with disabilities that need our assistance, please contact us.
Your teams work hard and give it all they've got. Well, so does ours, because 21 Sports and YSN give you extra effort when covering local sports. 21 Sports and YSN, winning coverage of our Valley's teams.
When looking for home design inspiration, don't just be inspired, be Baird inspired. Whether new or remodeling, Baird Brothers has the latest trends like shiplap to refresh your home. Go from inspiration to installation with our wide selection of in-stock American hardwoods. From the rustic charm of antique oak to the warmth of traditional cherry, Baird Brothers has what you need to make your home inspiring. Baird Brothers, our family's heritage, your family's home.
Welcome back to a Friday edition of Running Point presented by Greenwood Chevrolet on Mahoning Avenue in Austintown. Let's get to the baseball, the high school baseball tournaments, which will start the week of Monday, May the 17th. As a matter of fact, Divisions 2 and 3 will begin their first round sectional tournaments on Monday, May the 17th. That's 2 weeks from this coming Monday. So if I'm doing this right, the week of the 10th, when the girls are starting their softball tournament, that will be the final regular season, the final week of the regular season for the boys in high school baseball. And then the tournaments will start the week of May the 17th. Let's go to Division I first, where there are 35 teams in the D1 Super Size Me tournament. 4 teams, 3 in the YSN family, and 1 team in the Mahoning Valley. Fitch, Boardman, Louisville, and Harding. 3 YSN family teams. Harding is in the Mahoning Valley. Those 4 teams are going to be part of the 35-team Super Size Me tournament, where the district final sites will be in Euclid, Hudson, and Canton. That's the district championship sites. Euclid, Hudson, and Canton. There's your 3 sites for the district championship games. The first round of the sectionals will begin on Tuesday, May the 18th. The sectional bracket final will be Thursday, May the 20th. The district semifinals will be played on Tuesday, May the 25th. And the district championship at Euclid, Hudson, and Canton will be played on May the 27th. Division 2, 25 teams in the Super Size Me tournament. By the way, going back to Division 1, even though they're not local, Gavin Bruni, who is in all likelihood going to be a first-round draft pick in the Major League Baseball draft, he is pitching for Alliance. Alliance is Division 1 as well. So it's going to be an interesting tournament, to say the least. All right, Division 2, there are 25 teams in the Super Size Me district tournament, including Canfield, Howland, Cheney, East, Poland, Struthers, Lakeview, Niles, Hubbard, Girard, West Branch, and Salem. And you'll probably have Marlington in there as well, out of the EBC. So you're looking at 25 teams. The district final sites, there will be a district championship game played at Scene Park in Struthers. There will be a district championship game played outside of Canton in Louisville, where they have some great facilities, by the way. Your sectional first round will begin 2 weeks from Monday. May the 17th will be the sectional first round. May the 19th will be your sectional finals in high school baseball in Division 2. Your district semifinals will be 3 weeks from Monday, May the 24th, and your district championship game will be played at Scene Park in Struthers, as well as Louisville High School in Louisville, just outside of Canton, on Wednesday, May the 26th. Division 3, there are 23 teams partaking in the Super Size Me district tournaments, where the district championship games will be played at Scene Park in Struthers, as well as Niles. Those are the 2 district championship sites. Your 23 teams, part of your 23 teams include Cardinal Mooney, Ursuline, South Range, Champion, Springfield, Liberty, Camel, LeBray, Newton Falls, Columbiana, Garfield, Grand Valley, Pie Valley, Crestview, East Palestine, and United. So there's 16 of the 23 teams that I just made mention. And There is an awful lot of talent in those teams. Not to mention the fact that we're going to get a pretty good dose of more talent with the 7 teams coming in to join our 16 local teams. Again, district championship games will be played at Scene Park and Struthers as well as Niles. Your sectional first round begins 2 weeks from Monday, May the 17th, with a sectional bracket final on Wednesday. May the 17th is the first round of the sectional tournaments. The sectional bracket final is Wednesday, May the 19th. Your district semifinals begin on May the 24th, with a district championship game on Monday, May the 26th, at Scene Park and Struthers, as well as Niles. And let me remind everyone, you're only going to get 2 champions. Two teams will win and go on to the regional tournament. Let's just say there is going to be a lot of talented teams not getting into the regional tournament from this area. Division 4, 24 teams in the Super Size Me district tournaments. Your Division 4 district championship games will be played at Scene Park and Struthers, as well as Fairport Harbor up in Ashtabula County. Part of the 24 teams include Warren JFK, McDonald, Valley Christian, Matthews, Mineral Ridge, Brookfield, Western Reserve, Jackson Milton, Lordstown, Maplewood, Badger, Bristol, Chalker, Lowellville, Sebring, Wyndham, Leetonia, Heartland Christian, Lisbon, and Wellsville. So you're looking at 20 teams that I just mentioned. There's going to be 4 teams from out of the area that will take part in this tournament as well. Double district, Super Size Me district, if you will. 2 district champions will be crowned. And again, there's a lot of talent. There's some teams that are going to not get into the regional tournament that could very well be good enough to be in the regional tournament, but oh well. The sectional first round will begin on Tuesday, May the 18th. The sectional bracket final will be on Thursday, May the 20th. The district finals will be played on Tuesday, May the 25th. The district championship game will be played on Thursday, May the 27th. And again, 2 district championship sites, Scene Park at Struthers and at Fairport Harbor in Ashtabula County. And this will be fun. This will undoubtedly be a lot of fun for sure. All right, 330-886-0813, the MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning Hotline open for business. We're going to take a time out. We're going to run through track and field as well, because we can't forget about the great folks with track and field. We will get the track and field events where their tournaments are going to be, and we'll have some fun with that. Stick around. It is a Friday edition of Running Point presented by Greenwood Chevrolet on Mahoning Avenue in Austintown. We're back in a bit.
Hello, I'm Greg Burbick with G. Burbick Farms. For the last 100 years, my family has farmed in the Columbiana and Mahoning counties. I began raising cattle in 1996 with the goal of providing a better product for you and your family on the dinner table. Our grass-fed and grain-supplemented Black Angus beef are raised with no hormones, steroids, or antibiotics. We're known for our hometown-friendly service and incredible tasting products. We're locally owned and have customers across the tri-state area. Our products go from our farm to your family. Stop by our farm on New Buffalo Road or visit us on the web at gburbickfarms.com. Don't forget to like us on Facebook. G. Burbick Farms, it just tastes better.
This is Tommy Clem, owner of WRS Insurance Solutions.
WRS Insurance Solutions is a local independent agency that specializes in life, Medicare, long-term care, and disability products. Call us at 330-953-2000 3722 or visit us at wrsinsuranceSolutions.com to learn more.
Good luck to all the student athletes in the Valley.
If you're looking for a quality pre-owned vehicle, why shop anywhere else but Tri-State Ford? Choose from our great selection of pre-owned vehicles. Plus, we've got you covered with our exclusive Tri-State Ford Advantage. It includes a 10-year, 200,000-mile warranty with your pre-owned vehicle and much more. Come see why so many customers from the Tri-State area buy their pre-owned vehicle at Tri-State Ford.
Customer focus, community driven. Tri-State Ford East Liverpool or visit tristateford.net.
No matter what the weather, be prepared with a reliable, efficient Rude gas furnace or air conditioner from MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning. Call your energy efficient expert MP Vivo today for a free estimate.
Here at MP Vivo, we rely on Rude, and so should you.
It's storm season.
I think we're under the gun for some heavy storms over the next couple of hours.
And Storm Tracker 21 is ready.
This is probably the one we're keeping a closer eye on.
On air.
And locally, we're going to have a lot of eyes on our area.
Online.
All right, let's talk high-risk futurecast and the timing of this weather.
On social media and on our app.
Rain will come and go tomorrow. There'll be some dry intervals.
Stay ready with Storm Tracker 21.
The severe weather threat now through around sunset this evening.
Myers Family Insurance knows the importance of a great team.
Our team continues to grow to help you with your Medicare and retirement needs.
The annual election period is October 15th through December 7th. Now's the time to make sure your plan continues to meet your needs for the upcoming year.
Call today.
"60 years ago, Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods began with 3 siblings, a hand-set sawmill, and a few local orders. And while business has certainly changed over the years, what has not are our principles of hard work, craftsmanship, and commitment to quality. At Baird Brothers, we're proud to put our name on the products we create, from moldings and doors to flooring and lumber. Thank you for 60 great years. We look forward to 60 more. Baird Brothers, for the place you love."
At Hubbard Chevrolet, Hubbard can help you get the financing you need regardless of your situation. I'm Tony Page, and I've helped thousands of customers in Northeast Ohio and Western Pennsylvania buy a vehicle. Bad credit, no problem. I can get you approved for a low-interest loan and maybe even a low-payment lease on a new car at the #1 Chevy dealership in Trumbull County for 3 years in a row. Visit HubbardChevy.com to get pre-approved or come see me, Tony Page, to get a new vehicle today. Remember, folks, Hubbard can help.
Welcome back to a Friday edition of Running Point. Ron Potesta with you. Let's dive into track and field, shall we, as we are going to be seeing some tournaments coming up next month as we turn it up in terms of tournaments for baseball, softball, tennis, and track and field. And let's concentrate on track and field here. Division I, your sectionals or district will be at Austintown Fitch. Here are the teams, or some of the teams that are going to be in the Division I district at Fitch. It'll be Austintown Fitch, Boardman, Harding, Canfield, Cheney, the East Boys, Howland, as well as the Niles Boys. Now that's boys and girls, unless I have just stated just one. In this case, East Boys and the Niles Boys are in Division I. The East Girls and the Niles Girls are in Division II. The dates on that district tournament will be May the 19th and May the 21st. The top 4 teams, or top 4 players in each event, will move on to the regionals. They have not determined where the regionals will be played, or will be held, I should say. Division 2 will be at Salem. Here is who is going to go there amongst the local teams. Poland, Struthers, the Ursuline Boys, South Range, West Branch, and Salem. At Lakeview, you will have Lakeview, Champion, Hubbard, Girard, Garfield, and the Grand Valley Boys track team. And at Bedford, here are the girls teams that are going to be doing their thing in Division 2. Cardinal Mooney, East, Niles, and Crestview are all in Division 2 up in Bedford. The girls will be going to Bedford. This will be on May the 20th and the 22nd. The top 4 in each event will go to the regionals at Fitch, except for the Bedford qualifiers, who will then go to the regionals in Lexington. Why on earth would Mooney, East, Niles, and Crestview not go to Fitch but go to Lexington instead is beyond me. That's absurd. Division 3, your district tournaments will be held at Springfield. Here who is going: Cardinal Mooney Boys, the Ursuline Girls, Warren JFK, McDonald, Valley Christian, Springfield, Liberty, Mineral Ridge, Western Reserve, Brookfield, Jackson Milton, Lowellville, Camel, Sebring, Columbiana, the Crestview Boys, East Palestine, Leetonia, Heartland Christian, Pie Valley. At Cuyahoga Heights, you'll have LeBray, Newton Falls, Matthews, Maplewood, Lordstown, Chalker, Bristol, Badger, Bloomfield, and the Grand Valley Girls. At Creston Norwayne, Wyndham will go over there. The dates are May the 19th and May the 21st. The top 4 in each event are going to go to a regional tournament that has yet to be announced. So that is what is going on in track and field, and all roads are going to be leading to Columbus for track and field, or at least we assume Columbus. It's been Columbus for practically the entire time, but we'll see what happens. We will see what happens there. All right, 330-886-0813, the MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning Hotline open for business. We'll take another time out. Be back to give you the games that are going to be played on the network, and we will also preview the YSU UIC baseball weekend in Chicago. We'll also let you know where the YSU women are going to be playing softball this weekend. That's all coming up in a bit. Stick around as we put the finishing touches on a Friday edition of Running Point, presented by Greenwood Chevrolet on Mahoning Avenue in Austintown.
Hi everyone, this is DJ Yoakley with Your Sports Network. We appreciate your support of YSN and welcome you to the YSN family. Our broadcast streams are brought to you live at no cost to you by sponsors that are local to this community. Without the vision and generosity of our sponsors and partners, we would not be able to bring this game to you today. So please support the great businesses and leaders that are making this game possible. And if you're a business in need of great advertising and sponsorship opportunities, feel free to head over to our site for more information on the right fit for you. We are local, we are loyal, and we are live. We are YSN.
News doesn't stop after the sun goes down. Sometimes you just have to hustle to get it. At 21 News, no matter how far it is, no matter what it takes to get there, we're working to bring you the best stories and the freshest content at 11 p.m. with the context and clarity that makes it worth staying up for, no matter what time it is. 21 News at 11 with me, Aaron Simonek, and Derek Steyer.
21 News at 11, news that's worth your time.
WRS Wealth Advisors is the area's premier wealth and retirement specialist. With our combined 70 years experience and comprehensive wealth strategy, we assist our clients attain their goals. Call 330-965-0370 to learn more about our individual and corporate financial planning services, or visit WRSWealthAdvisors.com. Good luck, athletes.
At Greenwood Chevrolet, we go the extra mile for you.
By finding you the right vehicle at the right price.
And by being with you for every mile of your journey.
Now, we're going the extra mile for you with an additional $1,500 on your trade. Only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
Ah, the details. Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods is one fine ride. Perfect cornering, superb handling, sporty and stylish, power to spare, plus awesome mileage. Yeah, jaw-droppingly beautiful lines and well appointed with luxurious trim. Put more oomph in your life and start beholding the molding. Find your home's fine hardwood at BairdBrothers.com.
Planning a project around your home or rental property? Trust the electrical service to the local experts with 62 years of serving the Mahoning Valley. Joe Dickey Electric is your local go-to source for responsive, reliable residential electrical work. From everyday maintenance and repairs to new installations, electrical upgrades, and safety inspections, no job is too big or too small. Call Joe Dickey Electric today, 800-549-3976, or visit DickeyElectric.com. That's DickeyElectric.com.
For heating, cooling, and indoor air quality, the Mahoning Valley trusts MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning, offering worry-free repair, service, and installation. Call MP Vivo today for a free estimate.
MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning. We're your energy-efficient experts.
If you're looking for a new Ford vehicle, why shop anywhere else but Tri-State Ford? Choose from our great selection of new Ford models. Plus, we've got you covered with our exclusive Tri-State Ford Advantage. It includes a 10-year, 200,000-mile warranty with your new Ford. Come see why so many customers from the Tri-State area buy their new Ford at Tri-State Ford.
Customer focus, community driven. Tri-State Ford East Liverpool or visit tristateford.net.
Welcome back as we close up shop on this Friday edition of Running Point, presented by Greenwood Chevrolet on Mahoning Avenue in Austintown. Ron Pochester with you. A couple of things before we get out of here. YSU softball team is in first place in the Horizon League, and as a matter of fact, I'll even take it a step further. All Youngstown State has to do is win one game, and they will clinch a spot in the Horizon League tournament. They're in first place, as we made mention. All they need to do is win one of their final 8 games, and they're in the postseason. And they get an opportunity to do that today at 3 o'clock, weather permitting, at Farmers National Bank Field on the campus of Youngstown State University. They open up a 4-game series with Cleveland State. Doubleheader today. Game 1 starting at 3, Game 2 at 5 o'clock. Saturday, a single game at 2 o'clock, and Sunday, single game at 4 o'clock. Again, weather permitting. It has been raining off and on all day long, but the Penguins are in first place in the Horizon League, and Cleveland State is 5-23 in the league, 10-30 overall. YSU 22-6 in the league, 29-11 overall. Penguins 1 win away from clinching a spot in the Horizon League tournaments. And if they finish in first place, where right now they have a 3-game lead on UIC, if they were to finish in first place, they would then host the Horizon League tournament at Farmers National Bank Field on the campus of Youngstown State University. And I think that would be a really, really cool thing if the Penguins were able to do that. Meanwhile, the baseball team is currently sitting at 17-11. 17-11 on the campaign. They are in third place, and the magic number to get into the postseason as of right now, that magic number is at 9. And right now, it's any combination of Penguins victories and Northern Kentucky losses to equal 9. That would give the Penguins their shot at getting into the Horizon League baseball tournaments. They're on a 5-game winning streak. They will be taking on the hottest team in the Horizon League, that would be UIC. UIC comes into this one on an 8-game winning streak, 16-10 in the league. They're in second place by percentage points over the Penguins. Even though the Penguins have a better overall record, UIC is 17-15. The Penguins are 22-17. By the way, those 22 wins, the most of any team in the Horizon League. Now, I will preface that by saying that Wright State has only played 26 regular season games this year. They did run into some COVID issues the last 2 weekends. Wright State is currently 15-13 in the Horizon League, 16-10 overall. They're in first place, and well, it's probably going to be Wright State hosting this tournament. They will be playing the Mastodons of Purdue-Fort Wayne in the first of a 4-game series in Dayton. But the Penguins are in Chicago, opening up a 4-gamer with UIC, the two hottest teams in the league, set to do battle with each other. Game 1 of this 4-gamer beginning at 5:05 this afternoon. You'll have a doubleheader on Saturday, Game 1 beginning at 1:05 game time in the opening game of their doubleheader tomorrow. The nightcap will be played on Saturday afternoon at 5 o'clock, and then on Sunday, the Sunday is a 12:05 game against UIC. 12:05 on Sunday afternoon in Chicago. The Penguins taking on UIC. Battle for second place in the Horizon League. And again, the Penguins' magic number for getting into the Horizon League tournament is currently at 9, and that is a combination of Penguins' victories and Northern Kentucky losses. Any combination equaling 9, combination of those two things equaling 9, the Penguins go into the Horizon League tournaments. And both the baseball and softball, it will be a 4-team double elimination tournament. So essentially, if you win 3 games in a row from the start of the tournament, you win 3 games in a row, you're going to be into the NCAA tournament. A 3-game winning streak would put you into the NCAA field of 64. And the field of 64, that gets interesting. You have 16 regional sites, and each regional site will host or will have 4 teams in it. The top seed will be hosting the region, and then you have the 2, the 3, and the 4. And it's basically the same thing as the Horizon League tournament. 3 games in a row. You win 3 games in a row, you're into the super regionals, which becomes 8 super regional sites. The super regional host will be playing another team in a best of 3. And whoever wins the super regional will be one of 8 teams into the College World Series, where that will be played in Omaha. And well, the Penguins have a long, long way to go before they get there. Hopefully they can just get into the Horizon League tournament, win the Horizon League tournament, and get to the field of 64. Penguins have done that 2 previous times. They did it in the late 90s, going 0-2 in their double elimination regional tournaments. The last time they went to the field of 64, I want to say it was 2015. That they went to the field of 64, and they were seeded, I want to say 4th, and they lost the first game against the top seed, won the first round of the losers bracket to eliminate a team, and then in the losers bracket championship round, they lost that game. So the Penguins were 1-2 the last time they went to the NCAA tournament, going to a regional tournament as a very low seed. They went 1-2 in the regional tournament. So again, if the Penguins can get into the Horizon League tournament, that's step 1. and hopefully they'll be able to do that. All right, before we get out of here, here is the games that we will have. Very small amount of games, high school games, on the network today. 2 baseball games, 2 softball games. The first baseball game, 5 o'clock starts. Carrollton will be visiting East Liverpool. Again, weather permitting. That's a 5 o'clock start. 5:30 start. Mineral Ridge will be visiting Niles. And then we have 2 softball games. 5:30 start at Hubbard. Villa Maria will be traveling into Ohio to take on Hubbard. Villa Maria is a all-Catholic girls high school just inside Pennsylvania. And at 7 o'clock, under the lights tonight, and it's going to be chilly. So if you're going to this game, be bundled up because it is going to be a chilly one. Jackson Milton will be visiting Western Reserve, and that game will start under the lights tonight at 7 o'clock. All right, that'll do it for the program today. Many, many thanks to my guy Seabass. And again, if you're looking to go Skittles on the Kentucky Derby, he has Rock Your World winning the Kentucky Derby. Rock Your World out of the 15 spot. He has Essential Quality finishing in second place out of the 14 hole. He has Mandolin at 15-1, or the morning line was 15-1, finishing in third place. And he has Known Agenda, the Pletcher horse, on the rail, finishing in fourth. I have Known Agenda winning this race, coming from the rail to do so. I have the 14 horse Essential Quality finishing in second place. I have Mandolin finishing in third. And I have Soup and Sandwich from the far outside, the 19 horse, finishing in fourth place. So there you go. All right, that'll do it. We'll talk Monday. Have a great weekend, everyone. We'll be back Monday. Anthony and I will have the show from noon to 3. Running Point on YS